Live.
Live on the computer. Let me check the. Good, Zay, you can see it?
So we get any comments? Ask everybody to do put up a 7. I'll put in a 7 if they up with us.
Yes, sir.
We good? Okay, so y'all, last we left off is speaking on the Messiah, Matthew 5, telling us the enemies would be the foes of our own household. So the songs, y'all, are going to be the songs of our own household. We have a problem with what's called drill rap, don't we? Who is drill rap affecting? Who? I'm talking about what nation are the youngsters? Okay, so that rap is caused a problem for us, a death cause, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
In our own household.
Yes.
We can't get them to stop. Go ahead, y'all. Finish reading that, bro.
You'll be back on that Matthew.
Yeah. Let's finish that up and keep rolling, y'all.
We're back in the book of Matthew.
Too bad when your forehead break up like that, just do this every now and then. Okay. Yeah.
Chapter 5. And the reading is at verse 47.
Yeah.
And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others?
So basically, if we only talk to Israelites and your mission is to go to Israel first and then the rest of the nation, you doing half your mission. The harvest is plentiful, but what?
Labor few.
So y'all, we have to keep that in our mind. It's going to always be work to do. So your whole mission is to bring somebody into the light, not just congregate around the one with the light already. Yes, that's good company, but we need to draw more people into the good company. There's a lot of people who don't know about this gospel. And like I say, it's enough fruit out there, so to speak, to pick. The harvest is plentiful. It's so much work out there, but the laborers are few. And what this means, we're getting so tired of just spreading the word, we'll get to the point where we just hang around each other. And guess what happens when you start to do that too much? You start going in on each other.
Yeah.
And then you start going along with one another because you ain't around nobody else to express the law of God. So when you know the law, you start looking around and start pinpointing what your brother is doing wrong. And then you fall victim to the greatest two commandments: love the Lord with all your heart and your brother as yourself.
Well, it's natural for us to be the lawgiver.
Yes, sir.
We are. So if you ain't around people you can give that law to and show it to you, you gonna turn it on each other.
And that's why in the kingdom it said we ain't gonna have to worry about telling nobody the law. Everybody gonna know it. There ain't gonna be no reason for that. And it's gonna be all nations that understand what the final role is, so to speak, or the final lyrics of this song. And what part everybody gotta play in this. Go ahead, brother, finish that off.
Do not even the publicans so? Verse 48.
Yeah.
Be ye therefore perfect.
Be what?
Perfect. Even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
So just real quick, run this Romans 2, y'all, so y'all understand that if my mama didn't know she was an Israelite, we got to get off Israelites is the way to salvation automatically. Because you know, Abraham was a Hebrew, but he wasn't an Israelite. And he got a bosom. So y'all, we want to always understand what is before, or you don't start chasing what's not lawful. So Romans 2 and 9, and let's just read down to 15. Real quick, y'all gonna understand this perfectly, what we're trying to put forth.
All right, family, let me reading in the book of Romans, chapter 2. Let's start the reading in verse 9.
Start at 8.
Start the reading in verse 8. Everybody there?
Oh, that's good. What's up?
It is reading.
That's good.
7? Yeah.
Start the reading in verse 7.
Yeah.
All right, family. Romans chapter 2 and verse 7.
What it say?
To them who by patient continuance in well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life.
Yes, sir.
But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth,
So other than fighting all the time, contention about the truth. Go ahead.
but obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath.
And this is what you'll see a lot in Israel. We warn with each other about disobedience and unrighteousness. Oh, this doctrine is the truth, but they keep running back to the Bible.
Exactly.
See, they need the Bible to draw you in, but to go to their wickedness. That's what they use it for, even like the book of Eli. The guy say, man, all these books out here, what's so important about this book? He said, it ain't for you to know all that. I just need the book. He was wanting to use it to control the people. Out of all the books that was there, they had Ron L. Hubbard Dianetics sitting on the table. Farrakhan is chasing right now. He had that on the table in the book of Eli. He had the Quran sitting up there. He said the magazine. He said none of that means nothing. I need that Bible.
Right.
They'll listen to me
If it comes out of that book, but he's using it for deceit. Let's get some more.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil,
Only the white man.
of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile.
So you see how, as much as we talk about Israelite and carrying the law, you better be able to keep the law. You better be able to die trying, because he gonna get you first.
Yes, sir.
You can't break it and then point your finger at somebody of another nation and don't think you gonna get none.
Right.
Well, they owe us for slavery, I shouldn't get none.
You ain't gonna get to see that.
Boss,
Verse 10.
yeah.
But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Jew first, and also to the
Oh,
Gentile.
he said never to the Gentile.
To the Jew first, and also to the Gentile.
So y'all understanding now why we just hang around Israel, only Israel to get it, and the word is to take the light to who? To the Gentile, to the nation. They have to understand who you are. They have to come to accept it. Go ahead, what else to say?
Verse 11.
Yeah.
For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh.
Y'all understand that? So what did that mean for Israel? If there's no respect of person. He just showed us tribulation and anguish to who first? Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law.
So this tells you that law reigns supreme even if you break a law because you don't know it. It's still the law. It reigns supreme because when you were built, when you came off the assembly line, so to speak, of the Most High's creation, it had check engines in you to warn you of good and evil. That's in you. It say we choose good or evil. That's a free will choice that we do, and it's in you to do it. You know, so he's not forcing you to do right. He's saying it's your duty. You got to figure out what's best for you, that you end up over here. The whole duty of man. Go ahead, what else to say?
And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
Y'all see that again? So if you know the law, that's going to be your judgment stick. Without the law, he's going to explain to us why the law still exists, even if you didn't get it. So we have to understand now, well, our parents couldn't read or write. So is that a problem for them? No, the Most High knew what he was doing when he put us in captivity. He knew that he's saying, if y'all can't read it, y'all gonna see it. Let's get some more. What to say about that?
Verse 13.
Yeah.
For not the hearers of the law are just before Yah, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
Y'all see that? The doers of the law. You can hear it all you want, but you're gonna have to perform a task. Go ahead.
Verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law,
Is that a true statement? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
do by nature,
Do by what?
by nature, the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Because nature was set up before mankind.
Right.
Third day, fourth day, right? Man came on the sixth day, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
So it was already set up. Everything is already in place for you to get here, so you have access to it. He's covering everything. If we lose a calendar, how we gonna know what day of the month it is or how to do a feast day? If the internet went down.
Sun and the moon.
Sun and the moon, exactly, because ain't no internet connection on them. So now you gotta know how to count from the moon. From the beginning, what is the beginning, what is the middle, and then how do you count so you don't lose track? Y'all understand? And not only that, but if you happen to lose track that way, then he say, I'm gonna put seasons on you to help you out. At least you're gonna find out how long I've been here. I've been here 3 falls, I know, because I seen leaves fall 3 times. So I got here in 2020 and I done seen 3 sets of leaves falling since the power went out on everything. It's 2023. Y'all understand what we're saying?
Yeah.
Because if we have to count on calendars and what they doing like this, and then we steady telling ourselves, get rid of the heathen stuff, well, do you know the law from nature?
Come on.
Do you understand it from that perspective now?
And see, that's why you got a lot of Hebrews that get confused on when to celebrate feast days.
Yeah.
Because they so caught up on when you celebrate on the Gregorian calendar or the lunar calendar, even if you didn't have such devices or such things here,
Yeah,
what would you gauge it by?
absolutely.
Because our forefathers didn't have them. So how did they gauge and celebrate the holy days of the Most High correctly?
Come on.
See, and that's why I said that's thinking without not including a different genre. You're thinking about yourself. That's what it's called, selfishness. It's like people that do the flea doctrine now. You got to get out of America, but they ain't got no plan for the people that's in jail on a free case. No plan for them. So how do they get out and join us? If you're saying it's commanded by the Lord, and I'm on a free case in here, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm free cased up in here. How do I get on your plan and your program? Well, see, your program going to require the Lord to come back and intervene and save you. Well, why won't I just wait here?
Right.
And have them intervene on me too, because I'm on the outside. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you know when it's selfish doctrine, when it don't include free and bond, male, female, Jew and Gentile. If it don't include all of that, it's not part of this program.
Come on.
Somebody's going to be left out.
Somebody.
Let's get some up.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
Which show the work of the law written in their hearts. Their conscience also bearing witness.
What's bearing witness?
Their conscience also bearing witness.
And this is what we're talking about, what you were equipped with that lets you know right or wrong. When you, back in the day, this late 70s, mid-late 70s, what told you not to walk down the Steakhouse Alley after sundown? I'm talking about the old steakhouse. I'm not talking about the cleaned up version right now. I'm saying something told you, no, I'm going to walk around the olive and just take the long way around.
That dark, lonely alley.
That something tells you, when you feel cold jump upon you, like, man, something feel wicked around her.
Right.
What do y'all think that's coming from?
And then that alley was only like 20 feet.
That's all it was from here back there to OG.
Oh, it's only 20 feet.
But it's just for those dumpsters sitting right there.
Anything happened in the 20 feet.
Let's get some more. Go ahead, bro.
And their thoughts, the mean while accusing or else excusing one another.
Yeah.
In the day when Yah shall judge the secrets of men by Yahweh shall Mashiach, according to my gospel.
Verse 17, just hit that.
Behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh,
Go ahead.
and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Being what?
Instructed out of the law.
So y'all read the rest of that, but y'all, law has to be instructed. That means it has instruction. The law breaks down everything. It breaks down every spiritual gift so you don't have to guess. You know, and we're talking about two sides, pro and con, and things that are right has a pro and con side. Like we were speaking with Sis earlier, we talked about water intoxication. It said, all throughout the Bible said water is life, right?
Yes.
What makes water death?
Drinking too much and
Too fast, or you consuming too much for your body weight to handle. So what it starts to do is flush out all of your potassium. Well, potassium stops you from cramping,
Right,
stops your muscles from cramping.
right.
What is the heart?
A muscle.
A muscle. So if you keep drinking water of life and it stops your heart, so to speak, or you look at natural water versus spiritual water, you're going to have a problem. 8 glasses of water may be too much for me versus somebody that's 50 pounds heavier than me. They probably consume it. I have to schedule according to my body to where it comes back. And I may say, well, I can only drink 5.5 glasses of water. So we have to be careful of what they just keep putting out on the internet. Now they telling us how to boil an egg. Then they tell us how to microwave macaroni. You know, they keep telling us how to cook and do things. We have to learn and adjust for yourself. Everybody ain't the same. Everybody body don't respond the same. You have to know your body. You do. Because that's the first thing the doctors ask you, don't it? What's hurt? Over here. What caused that? Hell, doctor, I don't know. That's why I'm here. That's the one thing we do, and we think the doctors are at fault. No, you just told them, I don't know. You know what it is because the Most High let you know what it is.
You just don't want to say.
You just don't want to say because you don't want to believe that because it may be some punishment behind it. Like tornadoes. White folks know when those tornadoes don't come in the projects, that what this may be, they just don't want to accept God may be punishing us for something. I don't want to believe that. Not this house that we just bought and built from the ground up may be destroyed here inside of 5 minutes. God couldn't be angry, could he?
Because they go to church, they Christian.
Yeah. You finished that. We're good on that, y'all. So let's get right back at it.
President,
Yes, ma'am.
question real quick. So what about, so I understand where you're coming from right now. What about that water that is in balance and it's sick with our bodies? Like when we go past 7.5 alkalinity, a lot of times the average person, what they give us here, this is not alkaline.
Uh-huh.
To the point. But when we go to a certain point when you're fasting, I'm just saying,
Right.
when you're fasting, and I've heard of people who go with just a 9.5 or 9.8, and then they're just having those nutrients in their body and holding that potassium. They're holding that which is good in their bodies, but they're not taking it out, but it's the nutrients that go in. But I understand.
Well,
what
let's
you're saying.
understand where you're speaking from, Imar. Who are you speaking to? You're speaking to the free.
Gotcha.
That I would be able to go to Home Food and buy alkaline water. I go to Snoops and buy, but if I'm in a penitentiary, what store I'm going to?
Drink it out of the
Drink out of bottles.
Maybe drinking out of where? Maybe drinking out of the toilet, Imar. You get thirsty enough.
Gotcha.
Because there's a toilet in your cell and a sink that may not work all the time, and you need water. So this is what I'm talking about. Everything we speak about the gospel must include everything and everybody in it. There's certain positions for everybody and everything in it, but if your program does not include the free or the bond or the Jew or Gentile, your program has some selfishness in it. And that's what we have to understand because we're not taking into account where a person can end up on a free case.
And that's why the Most High is constantly saying that He's a spirit, and all of those that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and truth. Because the living water is a spiritual
Yes,
thing,
sir.
not a physical thing.
Yes, sir.
Flesh. So if you're not understanding the spiritual water, then the fleshly water won't matter no way. You know, it's going to keep you regardless of how well. It's just like even if your diet is an excellent diet.
Yes, sir.
If there's no faith in the Messiah, your diet is vain.
Right.
You know, like Wisdom of Solomon, I think chapter 12 says that
Yeah.
regardless of all the herbs and things that you take in, if you don't have faith in Messiah,
Yeah.
then it's in vain. All the way good herbs and that good diet you bring it, because your body is going to die anyway.
Yes.
The flesh is going to die regardless of how much good you put into it. But if you didn't put Messiah in it, everything you put in it is no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. It's just like we can go to the library all day. Mounds and mounds of books, but with no scripture, with no Messiah in it, all that whole building is in vain.
Right.
It has nothing in it. There's no substance in it.
Right. And you know, because we have a lot of naysayers out there, people who have Israelite names, but say don't believe the Bible. Y'all understand what we saying?
Right.
Now, I'm talking about will take their name, the same name as God in the Bible. They won't take the name of Pharaoh or take the name of Buddha or take the name of this. But this one thing, and shouts out to our push and his family. He was talking about the Pope again. This is what we're listening for. What is the lyrics of the song the Pope gonna say? What is the first thing the Pope said when they brought him out there? What's the first thing you hear him say? Pope said, "I will sing a new song to the Lord." Them was his first statements. What new song he gonna sing?
Right, gotcha.
He'll say,
Brother Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
said- I don't even know when they translate from Italian.
Latin or whatever, yeah.
Latin. But he did say that he was the resurrected one.
Y'all see that? This is where we going, and he talking about the song. He talking about, I'm gonna sing y'all a new song, and look, his name is after the former popes, Leo. That ain't his name. That's the name he taking on.
yeah, they take on names like Pharaoh's.
Yeah. So y'all, we got to see what's coming in these last days is being set up. Is he the Antichrist? No, we can't put no label. I don't care what it seems like to you right now. It said, when you see the desolation of abomination, walk into the temple and say, I am God.
Yes.
That's where.
Yes.
You know how many people died believing Obama was the Antichrist? Some people died saying, I know it's George Bush. Ronald Reagan, and he took a bullet. Go ahead.
Oh, just wanted to read that Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12 what Elijah was talking about.
Yes, sir.
And it says, for it was neither herb,
Uh-huh.
no mortifying plaster
Uh-huh.
that restored them to health.
What was it not?
It was not herb,
Uh-huh.
nor mortifying plaster.
Modified, that's like a mixture or something. You know, a mixture of it, you know. Robitussin and cod liver oil together.
Or
It's
even
going to
a
knock
candle.
all of that
Or
out.
a candle.
Yeah. Go
It
ahead.
said not herb, nor mortifying plaster that
Yeah.
restored them to health.
Uh-huh.
But thy word, O Lord.
What restored them?
But thy word, O Lord,
Uh-huh.
which healeth all things.
You know why? Because there's something called placebo that doctors know if it's up here. This is what they're trying to determine what's going on up here. They know it's dying. They're saying, but this could change the way you think and extend this a little bit longer, but we need to see how you think. What hurt you? I don't know, doctor. It just hurt. Every time I turn on the news, it starts hurting. So they say, well, here, take this pill and then turn on the news and see if it stops. And when you take that pill and turn on the news, you're like, hey, wait a minute. They up to the sports now. It stopped. And then it said, doctor, what was that you gave me? A placebo. And instead of you looking up what placebo means, you just start promoting and telling everybody, yeah, my doctor, I got the best doctor in the world, prescribe me some placebo tablets, you know, which is a sugar tablet.
Right.
Because they know it's up here. It's not the medicine you just think it is. You can heal yourself. You have to understand it, but we have to know our body because that's what the doctors ask. What's wrong with you? And when you tell them, and then he can prescribe from what you understand about yourself. Look, I notice every time I eat this, I don't care whether I ain't got to eat it for a year, it comes back. And he'll just say, well, you can't eat that no more. But it's legal.
You have to go to the doctor.
It's legal. It's on the legal list. Why can't I eat it? Your body is not getting rid of it like it's supposed to. There's something going on with the flesh. You just can't eat 3 helpings of that. I found out the hard way with lima beans. Love them. But when the devil say, don't get you a 3rd helping, it's on the legal list. It's on the legal list. Now you don't disobey God and not eat what he tell you can eat. Yeah, you right. You right. Yes, sir. Did right.
What you did disobey God.
Yeah, right.
In excess.
Right. I done see that small print license that say for disobedience it's called gimpiness. Let's get this, y'all. We got to speed this up real quick. The Book of Barnabas in the Lost Books, chapter 20. Y'all Google that.
Book of Barnabas?
Yeah. Is that where we're going? 15. 15. I'm thanks sorry for this there. You right. I was just checking. I know I did there. I was just checking to see if you was paying attention. Go ahead, y'all. Book of Barnabas, y'all, chapter 15, y'all. Just do sacred writings or pull up Book of Barnabas, chapter 15. And y'all, this is the pro and con of everything we're speaking about. And Barnabas just going into more detail of what we just read in Matthew 5 and what the Messiah is speaking of. Because this is what it comes down to. Light and darkness cannot dwell together. That don't mean they can't be around each other. It's two different things. You can know Muslims, you can know Hindus, but you can't come into fellowship.
Right.
That don't mean you can't, pour a little Hennessy each other or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go out and have a sandwich. That ain't got nothing to do with just intermingling. But what we're talking about is coming into fellowship. You can't go to a Muslim hall and say, here, put this bow tie on, and look, just put this bean pie in front of you. Now you're coming into fellowship with them. Our God is jealous. He ain't going to allow that. And y'all, and what do we do with Israelites that parents name them Muslims name? When they find out the truth, what they still do about their name? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So out the gate, the parents' understanding of who we were as a people will still affect them on down the line. But that won't do anything to them about keeping the law of God, because your last name may be Ali. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because if we get in the law and our last name is Johnson and Murphy and Tate, you understand? What separates us differently then? Because that's the name on your driver's license name. Is your Hebrew name on your driver's license?
No.
Go ahead, bro.
Is it on your check?
Right. That's the main thing.
That's what it
Hey to the Lord of life and Israel.
Hell no, I can't take it. I just gotta put it in the frame.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
What chapter? I'm sorry.
Chapter 15 of the Book of Barnabas.
Book of Barnabas, chapter 15, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
But the way of darkness is crooked and full of cursing.
What is the way of darkness?
Crooked and full of cursing.
See, that's why you always call the devil a crooked foot. Go ahead.
For it is the way of eternal death.
What type of death?
Eternal death. With punishments, in which they that walk meet those things that destroy their own soul.
This is why every other doctrine on the planet gets rid of Judgment Day. All what we call secular religions or man-made doctrines don't have Judgment Day in it. If there is a Judgment Day in it, they write their own judgment. You can come back 100 times. You can be reincarnated. But the things they throw out there to you make you keep going on in your bad behavior because there's nothing that make you repent. Oh, you can just come back and get that straight on your next lifetime.
What if I want to do it again?
But see, the only problem, And the only problem is though reincarnation. You can come back as anything. It don't matter. You come back as a German Shepherd. Once you, reincarnation and resurrection are two different things. Resurrection is coming back in the same body. Reincarnation, you can come back a different way. Somebody go get a German Shepherd from the pound, and next thing you know, man, that sounds like Uncle Duke. When he howled. They're like, Duke, Uncle Duke used to howl just like that when he was on that R&R. Yeah, Mad Dog, he was out. Yeah, that Mad Dog, like, he howled the same way, man. Y'all don't think this dog is Duke, do y'all? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Such are idolatry.
What is it?
Idolatry. Confidence. Pride of power. Hypocrisy. Double-mindedness. Adultery. Murder. Raping. Pride. Transgression. Deceit. Malice. Arrogance. Witchcraft. Covetousness. And the want of the fear of Yahweh. In this walk, those who are the persecutors of them that are good, haters of truth.
What are they?
Haters of truth.
So it's saying in this walk, those who follow verse 2, in this walk, those who are persecutors of them that'll do good. Verse 2 is a group of people are like that, and it's going to be out of your same household. They hate what you're doing. So when you hear what you hear, when you testify, they hate what you do. Because they love darkness, you have to understand. But look, when darkness becomes legal and you don't hear the truth, when you go to church and they say, don't worry about the darkness of judgment day. I'll go talk to God, just put some in that collection plate, and I'll fix the problem you having with God. Get some up.
Verse 3 again.
Yeah.
In this walk, those who are the persecutors of them that are good, haters of the truth, lovers of lies.
What are they lovers of?
Lovers of lies. Who know not the reward of righteousness, nor cleave to anything that is good, who administer not righteous judgment to the widow and orphan.
See, and they say not even righteous judge to somebody that suffered, husband and died.
Right.
I'm left alone. And an orphan. I ain't got nowhere to live, and they treat them like, well, that's your fault.
Right.
You know, get away from her. Well, what you do to make your husband die while you alone? See, show no mercy to them. Go ahead.
Who watch for wickedness.
Who, what they do?
Watch for wickedness. And not for the fear of the Most High, from whom gentleness and patience are far off, who love vanity.
What they love?
Vanity. And follow after rewards, having no compassion upon the poor, nor take any pains for such as are heavy laden and oppressed.
Yes, sir.
Ready to evil speaking.
What are they ready for?
Ready to evil speaking. Not knowing him that made them. Murderers of children, corrupters of the creatures of God, that turn away from the needy, oppress the afflicted, are the advocates of the rich, but unjust judges of the poor, being altogether sinners.
Being all together what?
Sinners. It is therefore fitting that learning the just commands of the Most High, which we have before mentioned, we should walk in them. For he who does such things shall be glorified in the kingdom of God. But he that chooses...
He that what?
He that chooses...
Is choosing free will.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He that chooses the other part shall be destroyed together with his works. For this cause there shall be both a resurrection and retribution.
So right here it don't say a reincarnation. And try it again on the next go round. Well, I'm gonna ask how many rounds do I got to go? You got 500 times to get it right. I'll do it on the 499. I'll come back and die again. And die again. Go ahead.
But you also see, real quick, that the Most High is not the murderer of children.
Right.
He says the children is the sinners and the wicked that are the murderer of children.
Yes, sir.
So you can't pin that on the Most High saying he killed the children.
No.
It's the wickedness of those who are disobedient that should kill.
That bring this about.
Yes.
It ain't just happening to you. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
I beseech those that are in high estate among you, if so be you, will take the counsel which with a good intention I offer to you. You have those with you towards whom ye may do good. Do not forsake them.
Do not forsake them. And see, and what happens is there'll be people that do good to you and you won't understand it because they of another nation. And hell with that heathen. And your Israelite family member, you keep saying how much harm they doing to you. No matter what you do to try to fix it, you know. Go ahead, what else to say?
For the day is at hand in which all things shall be destroyed together with the wicked one. The Lord is near, and his reward is with him. I beseech you therefore again and again, be as good lawgivers to one another.
Be as what?
Good lawgivers to one another. Continue faithful counselors to each other. Remove from among you all hypocrisy.
Y'all see what it say? Be good lawgivers, not evil lawgivers, not going law to law with each other, debating and all of this foolishness. Right. Y'all understand that that's not good lawgiving because the law is for reproof and correction in what? Righteousness. Not pointing out evil because somebody pointed out your evil. So you point out theirs.
Right.
No, that's going law to law. And where does the dust settle at?
Never.
Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
And may Yahweh, the Lord of all the world, give you wisdom.
Give you what?
Wisdom,
Uh-huh.
knowledge,
Uh-huh.
counsel, and understanding of his judgments in practice and patience.
Yes, sir. So this is what we need to understand the law for, because some individuals you see be put to death immediately, and some you see they getting a spare. Mercy is coming to them.
Thank you for your.
We see men who did something with a woman they weren't supposed to, and we see them die immediately, and then we see King David and he gets spared. People gonna want to know why. And if you don't study this word and understand past events, you'll start to have in your mind, well, the Lord playing favor. He is a respecter of person. Why didn't he just kill David like he said? Well, we ain't gonna start with David. Let's go back to Adam.
Right.
If you want to play like that, because Adam should be dead. How did he live 950 something more years? So that's what the law explains, because punishments and crime, it may be this crime committed, but it's your involvement in it. It's your thought process in it that it may lessen the time you get, but there's still a crime committed. We're not taking the crime off the table. We may lessen it. Now you saw them with the pistols and the ski mask, and when they said, give us a ride, and you ask them, where y'all going? We know it ain't to work with a ski mask and a pistol. And then they say, just pull up in front of Bank of America.
Right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? You know, so like when that don't drink your juice in the hood, and when he took that driver's test, he said, make a right turn there. And make another right. And then he went into the bank, I'll be right back. And you can hear the alarm going off. And then he tell him, drive! He got his license then. That way. Go ahead.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
Be ye taught of Yahweh.
Be taught of who?
Of Yahweh.
Uh-huh.
Seeking what it is the Lord requires of you, and doing
And doing it. Go ahead.
that ye may be saved in the day of judgment.
Y'all see how everything is based off of Judgment Day? Everything you do is based off of Judgment Day. If you in a doctrine that removes Judgment Day or let you become your own judge, you fooling yourself.
Right.
Go ahead.
And if there be among you any remembrance of what is good, think of me,
Uh-huh.
meditating upon these things, that both may desire and my
That both
watching,
mine.
that both my desire
Uh-huh.
and my watching for you may turn to a good account.
And notice what he said, my desire and my watching for you may turn good. Yeah, I did remember Barnabas did say that, didn't he? Man, that's in the book of Barnabas. That's what we do, y'all. We're calling on the people who wrote these things. Man, that's in Proverbs, man. Who you were calling on? Who wrote Proverbs? Them OGs, y'all understand? That's what he's saying, call back on. You had something like,
Yeah, I was gonna hit that first 1 Timothy 5:24.
Uh-huh.
We talked about some men's judgment come right after their sins.
Yeah.
And some come later.
yes, sir?
In that 1 Timothy chapter 5:24, it says, some men's sins are open beforehand, going before to judgment, and some men they follow after. Likewise, also the good works of some are manifested beforehand, and they that are otherwise cannot be hid.
Yeah.
So sometimes there might be a quick judgment on that,
Yeah,
and then some may get mercy.
yeah.
However, we don't know if mercy was already granted to that individual whose judgment came immediately.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't know the course of their life. So we don't know if they had opportunity beforehand to repent and never did.
And change it up.
They changed it up.
And y'all, perfect example of what Elisha talked about is like Uzziah that touched the ark.
Right.
The Most High killed him on the spot. And it said David was displeased. And he said, you mad, David? I know you ain't mad. He said, I told you, this is separate from all of your tribes. Only Levi touched this. And when I say I mean that, but guess what? Why didn't he strike the Philistines down that took the Ark of the Covenant? When Eli and Hophni gave it up and it was sitting out in the field. They took it, they touched it. But guess what? They only got plagues. Mice and stuff started attacking them, and then they brought it back, but then that means they touched it a second time.
Right.
Why aren't they getting punished? You know why? Because you got to go back to step one. If Eli and Hophni and them had gave them the ark and told them to go to war and ain't heard from the Lord, they never would have had a chance to get it. So you want them, the Lord, to punish them for y'all wickedness. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they want America to be punished for our bad behavior in Jerusalem.
Right.
They're only going to be punished for furthering the affliction, taking God's punishment into their own hands.
Right.
Now you've crossed the line. I didn't tell you to do that with them. But if we blame them for captivity, then what are we saying about the Lord? He's not powerful to save. You let them heathens come in here and get us.
Well, not only that, he's unjust in his punishment.
Yes, sir. So he ain't going to punish them for our bad behavior when he put us in the hole. Or just say in jail. If you get thrown in the hole, if they throw you in the hole, they are furthering the affliction, y'all. And that's what we talk about, stripping you of everything, and taking away comfortable living. He didn't tell them to do that to us. He said, hold them fast till I come and get them. Let them see how y'all live, and then they'll understand. I'm going to send you to a people that's acting just like y'all are. I'm going to send you to their land and see how they get down, since you won't play with them. Go play with it. Let's get some more.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
I beseech you, I ask it as a favor, whilst you are in this beautiful tabernacle of the body, be wanting in none of these things, but without ceasing, seek them and fulfill every command.
And do what?
And fulfill every command. For these things are fitting and worthy to be done. Wherefore I have given the more diligence to write unto you, according to my ability, that you might rejoice. Farewell, children of love and peace. The Lord of glory and of all grace be with you, be with your spirit. Amen.
See, so he's saying, he's offering that final thing if you keep the commandment and keep faith in him. And you can't give that peace to nobody. See, once you say the Lord know my heart, then that means which way are we going?
Right.
What is the way of your heart? That should be the next question you ask. What is the way of your heart? And you have to listen to him. Well, man, I don't believe that Bible, man. Okay, yeah, well, you're absolutely right. He know that. He know you made that choice.
Right.
So the outcome may not be what you expect. You don't get to control the outcome. Your choices you make, but the outcome of those choices are in the hands of another. Let's speed this on up. Where we at? We're going to Adam and Eve, chapter 20. Y'all, we're gonna scroll right through it, so we can get lined up to the OGs we speaking of. And these OGs we spoke of the Messiah. We're gonna speak of Moses singing, and David and Solomon singing, and Maskil. We're gonna go through them and see how they sung righteous words.
Book of Adam and Eve.
Look, the Lord's Prayer, when you read it, y'all know that's a song?
Yes, sir.
Well, we just quote it. But just think if you could sing it if you had the vocals. You know, so I don't, I just keep singing. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't do it.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Leave it up to last.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. When y'all go with us again. Sacred Writings, Book of Adam and Eve, chapter 20. Y'all gonna see it. Sacred Writings, Book of Adam and Eve, chapter 20. And y'all, it's something very important with everything that's going on. It's gonna explain with the Pope being elected. It's gonna explain with what's going on with Diddy, because y'all are surrounded about the song. Everything gonna be about the music when you hear it, how you respond. It's like when the tornado warning come out, it's based on how you respond. You can hear it down to the basement, or you can take it for face value. Man, that thing blow every first Monday, every third Monday, what is it? Every first Monday of the month.
Yeah.
Well, it's the third Wednesday. What you still doing upstairs?
Right.
And don't care about what is blowing that Monday. It's Wednesday afternoon and it's dark outside. You think this just happenstance? Or they got their days mixed up?
Yeah.
Let's get some more, y'all. Who got it?
Forgot. You said Adam and Eve, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Second book.
chapter 20. Two by, you can put it up.
Yes, sir.
First book or second?
First book, should be first book, two by, right?
That's the second book.
Second book, okay.
How do we start? After Cain had gone down?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Okay.
So y'all, what we going back, we always go back to the beginning of music and who was the first people that Satan attacked with his music scheme. So y'all won't think drill rap just started. Drill rap was started with Cain and his crew. And what we're going to read is the same things that you see in the club, the same things that we're hearing about the after parties, the Hollywood after parties. Y'all, this ain't nothing started new. And Ganon just happened to be somebody that was multi-talented, and Satan saw it and jumped on him.
And Prince.
Yeah. Let's get it. How we looking, y'all? Y'all there?
Got it.
Adam and Eve, chapter 20, verse 1. After Cain had gone
Hold on.
down.
How we looking, y'all? How they looking too bad?
So far, so good.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
After Cain had gone down to the land of dark soil, and his children had multiplied therein, there was one of them whose name was Ganon.
What was his name?
Ganon,
Ganon was an offspring of Cain. G-E-N-U-N. Ganon. Go ahead.
son of Lamech.
Son of who?
Lamech.
Who was the son of Cain?
The first,
Right?
Yeah, the first polygamist.
Yeah. Go ahead. The first polygamist. Yeah, his dad. Go ahead.
Son of Lamech, the blind who slew Cain.
Who did what?
Slew Cain.
So y'all see where we at right there. We on point with who we talk about the same in between Genesis and Revelation. Go ahead.
But as to this Ganon, Satan came unto him
Uh-huh.
in his childhood.
It is what?
In his childhood.
Uh-huh.
And he made sundry trumpets and horns and stringed instruments, cymbals and psalteries and lyres and lyres and harps and flutes. And he played on them at all times and at every hour.
Y'all see how many instruments he could play fluently? They say he went to class. It's just Satan showed him how to read the notes, how to make the sound, how to blow into the trumpets. Prince never did have formal lessons. He could just watch you play. We got a lot of those out there. Levi Raphael never took any lessons, but he could play a keyboard. You know, don't know Jimi Hendrix played the guitar upside down. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's just where does that take you to after that when that gift of music is on you? Go ahead. What else? What you got,
I
Imam?
just want to say, real quick, my mom and my mother's side of the family, they only.
Could you speak a little louder, Imam?
Yes, my mother's side of the family only played by ear.
By ear, right. That's what it's called, playing by ear, yeah.
And they never picked up a music book or anything like that.
Right.
Every family.
And I was speaking of this, that we see it in our language all the time, but we can't put it together. If y'all ever watched that, who played James Brown? What's that boy name? Chadwick Boseman. What's his name? Chadwick. Who played James Brown? It's one of the best ones I ever seen. And when he's getting to him with the different instruments, they're trying to tell him, no, the beat ain't like that. He like, that drum's supposed to sound like the trumpet. That trumpet's supposed to sound like the drum. Now hit it on the one. And when they hit it on the one, and you say hit this and saying, we're playing the same song. Y'all can play a different song with your instrument. Everybody's instrument has to be on the one. And when they hit it on the one, y'all heard the jam out the dun 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 dun. Y'all heard the dun dun dun. Yes, y'all do.
He said that ain't the name of the song, said.
Everyone in my genealogy, they would all, when they hear a musician, instrument, at any time, they would catch it the very first time and be able to play it.
That's an outstanding gift, y'all. That's an outstanding gift that you can hear an instrument and it tells you what to touch and play.
Right.
And just even a piano to move both fingers at the same time.
Right.
You know, some people can do that. Look, this is trouble for me. And rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time. If you can't do that, you can't play the piano. You fooling yourself. But try it, and there's a lot lot of people right now doing like that. No, at the same time. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And when he played on them, Satan came into him.
What did Satan do?
He came into them.
Uh-huh.
So that from among them were heard beautiful and sweet sounds that ravished the heart.
See, so Satan jumped inside of him. It's like when you see Santana, when you read the Rolling Stone magazines, that where he said he had never played the guitar like that, but he had took a hallucinogenic, and he said it was playing by itself. He said it was just a different set of fingers moving up and down there. Y'all read about Santana in the Rolling Stone magazine when he said a servant had took over the guitar. He said he was standing there, but he said he felt no consciousness of moving his fingers up and down the slide level or how people play the piano. Satan overpowers you then.
I say he don't even remember the performance.
He don't even remember the performance, y'all. This is what we're talking about. That when Satan get a hold.
Watch the video, he said, but he don't remember the performance. He don't remember the performance.
Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Then he gathered companies upon companies to play on them. And when they played, it pleased well the children of Cain, who inflamed themselves with sin among themselves, and burnt as with fire, while Satan inflamed their hearts, one with another, and increased lust among them.
So what he did is the beat create lust. And when you say that's my jam and you head to the floor and you are doing the things on the dance floor publicly that should be done behind closed doors. That's your jam. Your jam makes you lose your, I guess you would say, not your consciousness, but your inhibitions, your righteousness as a man. When that beat comes on, you lose yourself. In that beat, you lose yourself. You know, and that's what the beat is for, is so once it starts, the first thing you start to think about is, when that beat comes on, what am I supposed to be doing? What you got back there, sis?
Then, Lord, don't judge me. I did go see Sinner. And
You went to see Santa?
Yes, Sinner.
Oh, Sinners. Oh, yeah, that's a movie. That's a movie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the music. It was the music, especially at
Tuba informed me that earlier. Go ahead.
At the juke joint, they showed from 1932 and it jumped all the way up into the 2000s how the music makes the people move and move around. But the vampires, they had ukuleles and fiddles.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get in and they were standing outside the door. And their music, you couldn't even get any type of beat with their music, so they wouldn't let them in.
Right.
But you're right, it was the beat, because when the guy started playing the guitar,
Yeah.
and the other guy was on the piano, you just saw everybody doing everything in there.
Like rave music. And they just jumping and pumping. And they, what kind of dancing is that? It's called slam dancing.
Right. You can see it transcending time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the beginning to what we at now.
Every genre that was introduced, it was always labeled as devil music.
Yeah.
Because when me and Robert Kennedy went and did that our music study in the Mississippi Delta, we spent like 5 months down there researching the birth of the blues and then researching jazz and showing the connection of, you know, the lifestyle or the struggles of the musicians and visual artists.
Yeah.
That's what the connection we was making. But when we was down there doing our studies, we found that most of the blues musicians and early jazz musicians were always labeled as devil music playing, you know, as deserters from the church.
Right.
And so every genre, because even when rock and roll came out, that was considered the same. You know, so, you know, the devil always used a genre, you know, to get his message across that moves the crowd.
Absolutely.
You know?
And not to cut you off, Elijah, but he'll use the genre, spiritual genre of people
Right.
that don't read the scripture. They
Right.
just sing songs.
But you notice,
And he have them write those songs that's against the commandments. You may think it's a church song.
But notice all American genre music comes from Israelites.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes, sir.
are the birth and the progenitors of every genre of music, even country.
And now, and look, this is the deal. So we should know how it's supposed to be played.
Right.
So why are we leading in the drill rap and the fornication songs?
For the love of
Because
money.
if you think about, you go all the way back to Robert Johnson,
Yep.
all his music was dealing with Satan.
Right.
Hail, hound on my tail and all that. You know, all about darkness.
But they writing from their consciousness.
Yeah.
They just choose to do a song about the bad side. See, most people go through a bad side. So that's when it started to be labeling blues, because blues are, my spirit is troubled.
Yeah. Voice of the troubled
See,
heart.
Psalm 51 is a blues song.
You know, you just took.
That's David caused problems for Bathsheba and Uriah and himself. Then he had to explain, it comes from the beginning, how I was formed. I'm not excusing myself. I'm taking my blame, but I fell short because I have dying flesh. I'm not using that as an excuse. What I did was wrong. But that's a blues song.
Yeah.
If you put a blues lick on it, like Little Milton hit the licks for it, and it start off Psalm 51.
The rain was on.
The
rain was on.
Okay. But can y'all understand what I'm saying? If Little Milton or B.B. King just hit that guitar riff and then Psalm 51 start, it's a blues song, Psalm 51. It's his problem that he had, went against the Lord, was spared, and now at the end of the song, the blues song, is like I say, because the song should be commandment keeping, and if you break the command, then the song should speak of repentance and then recovery. So that's what you're looking for in blues, because I'm miserable, I acknowledge what I did wrong, and now I repented, and here's the recovery process at the end of the song. It must be a recovery process at the end of the song, or you will stay in misery.
Yeah.
Every time that song come on, cheating in the next room. See, you can't be riding, and if anything like that happen, that song spurs bad energy, don't it?
Yes, yes.
Why you turn that off? Why you change the station on that? Huh? Why you change the station? You're like, oh hell, just turn the radio off. Go ahead, bro.
You got something you want to say?
Yeah. Well, you like, I didn't even have that. I don't control Z100 radio. I didn't tell them to play that.
Right.
Looking at you like you over here like this. Z100 play.
Yeah.
Cheating in the next room. And you go ahead and play. Let's roll, y'all. Go ahead. What else to say? What you got up there too about?
Sister Sherry Patton in the chat said
Come on, Sister Sharon.
they went to New Orleans, hired a voodoo priestess, and witch doctor brought them to the set and put that movie together, doing spells.
Hold
and
on.
whatnot.
Start that over, bro. We went to New Orleans.
Talk about the movie.
All the people, they didn't go to New Orleans. Say it again. They went to New Orleans and did what?
She said they went to New Orleans, hired
Uh-huh.
a voodoo priestess,
Yeah.
and witch doctor brought them to the set to put that movie together,
Uh-huh.
doing spells and whatnot over the movie.
Yes, sir.
She also says, I have no intention on parking in that satanic movie.
Let me ask you, did they ever watch The Exorcist? Who watched The Exorcist?
I have.
Huh? Well, you get the same talk about The Exorcist. You know why you don't get the same talk about The Exorcist? Because The Exorcist scared the hell out of you. The Exorcist had me terrified. Went to see it at the Fox Theater before they fixed it up at 12.
Me too.
Had me so stunned I couldn't leave.
Boy.
And when I got home, I'm waiting for Nerf. Nerf, a night owl. He don't go to bed till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He still got to go to school. I'm like, man, you ain't ready to go to school? Go to bed? Hey, I told you we went up there and rocked that damn movie. Because all I was thinking is I was going to go down there and she was going to be sitting on my bed and spin her head around. What the hell you been waiting so long for? You know? And that tormented me. All the movies of it. Sinners is lightweight work considered me because you know
Right.
why? They had demonic activity happening when they were filming The Exorcist.
The thing
A few
is,
people died
right.
making that movie because
Oh,
they wanted to
Poltergeist
get it. Poltergeist 2, they wanted it so realistic. But if you watch this and say I'm not gonna watch that because of that, then you got to get rid of your cell phone because it sends you nasty movies on it every time you get on. You have to swipe it away, don't you?
The bottom line is, where is your faith?
What?
And it said we're gonna be in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. What you think you're gonna be around? You need a test.
Right.
If you're promoting your righteousness, you need a test. You can do what we call fact-finding mission. You can be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You look at it, oh, this is how Satan coming with the music.
Right.
Well, if you say New Orleans, then it's still going on. You just getting now the understanding of what they got from. They just showing you their hand.
Right.
It's like Trading Places showed you who was the Dukes and the Kingdoms.
But the thing is one thing is, you know, we're quick to quote scriptures
Yeah.
about faith.
Yeah.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Yeah.
These ain't just talking points, people. We have to believe this.
Yeah.
We have to have faith in the scriptures, and like the Messiah said. If you ain't got the faith in him, then yeah, you ought to be sure.
Right.
But this is what we need to understand. What movies are we allowed to watch? That's the next question. For me, what are we allowed to watch? That they gonna put on local TV and it's of the devil. What do you think the devil gonna put on for us? Who run Hollywood?
He said, don't be scared of sudden fear.
Right, that's it.
So what are we scared of? All they showing us, look, when we make a movie about Israelites or something, and they make a movie about something, it's still all the same behavior that's going to take place on planet Earth. The devil is just seeing who's interested. When you watch Sinners, it's saying who's interested in sinning in New Orleans. That's all he asking you with that movie. And what do you see? But because he can't put free cases on you,
Right.
some movies you have to figure out, or you say this and that. But Sinners is lightweight compared to some of the gory movies that's out there. That's the truth.
See, it may only be a movie, but it's just like the music, they carry a spirit as well.
Well, let's talk about book reading. Let's talk about book reading. The book The Stand.
That's right.
Some people can read The Stand and it didn't affect them at all. Some get caught up in the spell that's on that movie, on that book by Stephen King called The Stand, and you cannot put it down. You're trying to get up, but you can't leave. It just got a grip on you, the book, and you flipping pages and you saying, I know I can get to work in 15 minutes if it ain't no traffic. And you've been saying that for an hour and a half.
Don't do it.
Let's get some more. What we at?
And
Yes, ma'am.
I actually said this, I wrote a song to the Most High before
Uh-huh.
I could even knew about it. What's in your heart reaches my heart. What's in your mind reaches my soul. Okay. And it ended up, hey love, I know who you are.
Right.
And anyway, and they made it out of something that, what is it, that goes from flesh to flesh instead
Right.
of.
What they call, what would they call that, that kind of music outside of church, what? Secular music, absolutely, secular music. See, they'll label it that, but the whole deal is the lyrics. It's what the people don't understand the lyrics. If you name chapter and verse, maybe it'd be different, but you shouldn't have to name chapter and verse, y'all. We don't have to have our hand hold. If Sinners, the movie, tell you you can't watch it, then you can't watch TV, period. All the TV, if you're watching one program, the commercial gonna get you. How long can you keep doing like this? Look, how long can you keep doing like this at the commercial? And then they get to the point that where it's so disgusting, your only choice then is to turn the TV off. Huh? That's the only choice you got, ain't it?
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
Satan also taught the nun to bring strong drink out of corn.
Y'all see that? Now we got music and now we got drink. And we got strong liquor. Understand what Puffy and them is doing and what they got at the place. What does he promote? Ciroc and what else? The high-end corn liquors. Okay, so he's mastering the music, so to speak. But the only difference is he's a producer. He's getting everybody else that know music, but he's teaching them the opposite way, and the corn liquor is involved. What else is involved? Go ahead.
Satan also taught the nun to bring strong drink out of corn. And this the nun used to bring together companies upon companies in drink houses.
In drink houses, or the juke joint.
Just like the movie.
The juke joint. Go ahead.
And brought into their hands all manner of fruits and flowers, and they drank together.
So the drink made out of fruits and flowers, so to speak. You know, and everybody drinking it up. Go ahead. What else happening now?
Thus
Verse 6.
did this nun multiple sins, multiplied sins exceeding. He also acted with pride.
Y'all see why that's always there. Go ahead.
He also acted with pride and taught the children of Canaan to commit all manner of grossest wickedness.
Of the grossest wickedness. I'm talking about just the top of the chain wickedness. Sinners ain't got nothing, nowhere, ain't even in the ballpark with what he's teaching Ganon right here. Y'all, if they show that film footage of them parties at Puffy House, y'all will see the grossest wickedness there that's taking place. Let's get some more.
Which they knew not.
Which they what?
They knew not. And put them up to manifold, doing which they knew not before.
Manifold is just meaning many different ways to do it. You think because you doing it over here, it ain't the same as that. If the results end up the same, if it's disobedient to the commandment, it's going to end up the same. Go ahead.
Then Satan, when he saw that they yielded to Ganon and hearkened to him in everything he told them, rejoiced greatly, increased Ganon's understanding until he took iron and with it made weapons of war.
So now we got the music, we got the juke joint, we got the bad drugs up in there, and now we got violence finna take place.
We're gonna put the guns in.
Now we're gonna put the guns in their hands. So now you're in the club and we writing songs that mean kill your partner. Bust a nigga head to the white beat. And that beat, boom, boom, bust a nigga head to the... And the next thing you know, somebody got a bottle. They just on the dance floor with an empty bottle. And then you have to be, your back turned to them, your shoulders under the knee. Boy, you dipping your spine, ain't move like that. It's like they ain't got no spine. And then they just club you in the back of your head. Boy, go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Then when they were drunk.
Then when they were what?
Drunk.
So another law broke. Shalom, since you gone?
Yes.
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Go ahead.
Then when they were drunk, hatred and murder increased among them. One man used violence against another to teach him evil, taking his children.
Now read that again.
One man used violence against another to teach him evil, taking his children and defiling them before him.
Defiling them before him. This is Judges 18 when they went to somebody. He gave his daughters to somebody else. And then he don't care about them. Y'all can have them. It's the same thing happening in Hollywood when you see what's happening with Will Smith's son and what happened with Aretha Franklin's daddy when she gave him over and knew that Sam Cooke or one of them had at 12 years old, and that was the first child, but she was in that house where the music was playing. All y'all, what's the latest movie about Aretha Franklin? Who played in that?
It's called,
what's that lady name?
they got a documentary though, it's called,
Yeah, the one says, what else she played? But she's doing a really good Aretha Franklin, but they gonna show when she went on the road, they took her on the road as a child, and she's in there with them adults in them drink houses.
yeah, her daddy owned
And
it.
his mama, her grandmama slapped her dad. She said, you had one thing to do to protect her. And now she's pregnant. You only had one job. Boy, she slapped fire out of his face. I'm talking about he was rubbing it like 1,000 bumblebees had stuck. Real quick and fast like this. And then she had another baby, had her own tour. Michael Jackson was on tour in Vegas at 8 and 9 years old in the juke joints. What do you know about who's loving you at 8 years old? Who wrote those lyrics for an 8-year-old? Let's get some more.
Got a question back.
Yes, sir.
Casey Fields in the chat asked,
Come on, Casey Field.
how does Satan make weapons of war like Azazel and the fallen watchers did, but not end up bound like them?
Why did Satan do it and not bound like the watchers? Because Satan was thrown out of heaven for disobeying in the heavens. The watchers were sent down here to protect us from him. And they got lured into Satan's trap as well while they was on earth. So now it's like your protection was lured in. So now you get punished more than they do, or you have to wait. The punishment gonna be the same for disobedience. Let's get it straight, it's gonna be disobedience. But when you knew to do right, and you were sent here for protection, it's like a bodyguard sent here to protect you, but he ended up taking you in harm's way.
Right.
Creator.
Shalom, sister. All right. He put you in harm's way. You understand? Your bodyguard.
Right.
He take you into the wrong territories and different things because you think I'll protect you from anything. No, that's not the way it works. So that's what usually happens. Let's get some more. What you got back there, OG?
I had an incident this past week. My grandson, I picked him up from school.
Uh-huh.
So we was at a stoplight, and everybody was running the light. I'm just sitting there waiting on the light to change. He said, "Oh, why are you sitting here waiting on the light?" I said, "Oh, that's the law. If I run that light, I'll walk." I said, "Will nobody see?" But I said,
He said, "Will nobody see you?"
"Yeah." He said, "Will nobody see?" But the Most High see.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was amazing how we have a situation where we have teachable moments.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That was kind of spiritual for me, you know.
Absolutely, because it's the innocence of a child. He's not knowing, he's just asking you. And at that point, you could have said, like Tupac, man, we ain't paying no attention to no white man's rule. Who ain't gonna make you stop because you see red?
But it also shows you he's very observant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's what you have to be careful of, that you don't damage. The innocence of a child, you got to be careful what you let them see, and that's why the Most High say, always have them around at your feast days. Not in the grown folks' business, but feast days is for everybody. So if you're gonna have a grown folks section, you have to wait till their bedtime is there, so to speak. You understand? So we don't get them involved with grown folks' behavior, because they'll act wrong. Let's get some more.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And when men saw they were overcome, and saw others that were not overpowered, those who were beaten came to Ganun, took refuge with him, and he made them his confessors.
So now we're talking about people who the contract, you owe them money. You selling 20 million records, but you owe them money.
Right.
So now you got to kowtow to their wickedness to get your money back, or to get some money back. And that may mean sell us your likeness or give us your catalog. Well, with that catalog, we're going to do everything with that catalog. Your music is going on the next homosexual commercial.
Creator.
Your music will be in the background. Let's get some more.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Then sin increased among them greatly,
Uh-huh.
until a man married his own sister.
What do you do?
Married his own sister,
Uh-huh.
or daughter,
Uh-huh.
or mother,
Uh-huh.
or others, or the daughter of his father's sister, so that there were no more distinction of relationship,
Uh-huh.
and they no longer knew what is iniquity,
Uh-huh.
but did wickedly, and the earth was defiled with sin, and they angered God, the judge who had created them.
So sex was with, it didn't matter who you got with. Family members, it didn't matter. So you lost your identity of things, and that's where you always hear the jokes of the trailer park.
Incest.
Incest, that's what they're talking about. Is that your sister or that's your brother? You know. You see this one comedian named Nikki Glazer, she always, her jokes are infused with trailer park. My daddy taught me these things. You know, in the crowd, we go, oh, come on. You know. Or they tell jokes like that about the priest, you know, the Roman Catholic priest. He would just throw jokes out there like that, yeah, sitting on the lap or something like that. You be, oh. The people that say, oh, think you're going against a religion. No, they're just telling you the dark side of it.
Right.
And you don't want to accept it because you don't want to believe it. This new pope is on the hook about somebody he freed that was into altering the little boys. The altar boys are being altered. He on the hook. He gave them a blind eye. Look away. See, Trump ain't gonna bring that up on him because he was going off on Trump and his vice president. The new pope had some bad words for them.
So, you know what, so when I was young, back when I was young again, there was a young lady that was telling me that her own uncle, when he would come to visit her, and she actually prayed so that she could get this out of her spirit. But when she would sit, and she said she didn't want to sit on her uncle's lap, when he went to put her on the swing,
Yeah,
and he wanted to do his thing to her.
yeah. Well, what we talking about is bad behavior, you know, everybody got the stories of, you know, and we say that molesting uncle. See, it's a term, it's just out there, it's not nothing new under the sun. This is that behavior, it's just moving back into our generation. It's do as thou wilt, and that comes with, whatever God say he don't like, you do the opposite. That's what it is. Let's get some more. But a lot of this falls on the household, you know, letting the children, anybody around the children, not watching, you know, your threat of anybody touch you got to be greater than the threat of the person that touched you. Anybody touch you, you don't tell them, beat your ass. See, that has to be more powerful than what that uncle say.
Right.
You understand? I'm going to tell my mom, when you get through, you put your hands on me. And you don't know what you're talking about. I was just uncle's hugging. That's an uncle.
And that's the
That ain't no uncle hug.
Right.
You have both my cheeks cupped. That ain't no uncle hug. See, I'm talking about cup. Look, I had both her cups like this. Where y'all Let's get some more, y'all. Let's speed up. Oh, we have a half hour. Let's go to round.
Yeah, for your sake.
Yeah.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
But Canaan gathered together companies upon companies that played on horns and on all other instruments we have already mentioned at the foot of the holy mountain. And they did so in order that the children of Seth who were on the holy mountain should hear it.
So now we're into Seth, who replaced Abel, who was killed. His offspring, because the righteousness is going through Seth. He got the scepter, so to speak, of righteousness. Now notice, Adam had 30 sons and 30 daughters, or 33 sons and 30 daughters. It's right in that range, but it only mentions 7 in the bloodline. And these are the 7 that the scepter passed to. Those 7. Enoch is the 7th from Adam. So those 7, but he had 30 sons, or 33 and 30 daughters that we're not mentioning their name. We're mentioning the ones who the scepter passed through out of the family line. Go ahead, what does it say?
Verse 12.
Yeah.
But when the children of Seth heard the noise, they wondered.
They what?
They wondered and came by companies and stood on the top of the mountain to look at those below. And they did thus a whole year.
So they partying down there. Well, we can't go down there, it's the devil's will. Go ahead.
When at the end of that year, Canaan saw that they were being won over to him little by little.
Satan don't care how long it takes. He's got time. Y'all understand? He's supernatural. Ain't no funeral for Satan. His funeral is the lake of fire.
Right.
So you have to understand, ain't no grave walker we can go to now and say, here lies Satan and his demons. He's still active since been thrown out of heaven. Let's get some more.
Satan entered into him and taught him to make dyeing stuffs for garments and divers patterns, and made him understand how to dye crimson and purple and whatnot.
And whatnot. See, that's the term we use all the time. Whatnot and whatnot. But look, now the music, everything come in. Now he becomes a fashion icon, and he's produced. Like now we got Sean John. That's Puffy clothing, right? You know, his real name is Sean. You know, Sean Combs. So he had clothing called Sean John. You know, yeah, that's his middle name, Sean John Combs or whatever it is. But he started selling clothing now. He got everybody hooked. Now you wear my outfits. like Puffy, like Jay-Z, Rockaway. So now you're wearing their clothing. So now you want everything to fit in place. I got on their clothes, I need to be where these clothes can be seen at.
Just like Adam and Eve put on the aprons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Most High took them out of the aprons and put on his garment.
That's right. Started at the beginning, like, so we going back to the beginning. Go ahead and read them on.
Verse 14, and the sons of Cain who wrought all this, and shone in beauty and gorgeous apparel.
Don't they say if you ain't got on Gucci, you ain't got on nothing, you got on Gucci. You know. So this is what we get again. All of the music is tied to the clothing and everything that draw you in. You're wearing a whole different uniform and you're singing a different song.
Creative.
See, the clothing of the handed out to us is the clothing of the righteousness of the saints. It's rewarded for righteousness that you wear these clothing. And they got no labels on.
No way.
They whiter than snow, so you know.
And seamless.
Yeah, and seamless. Let's get them on.
Verse 14 again.
Yeah.
And the sons of Cain who wrought all this, and shone in beauty and gorgeous apparel, gathered together at the foot of the mountain in splendor, with horns and gorgeous dresses, and horse races.
And what kind of races?
Horse races. Committing all manner of abominations.
Committing all manner of abominations. But you know, and see, this is what happened. When this is what we did, we didn't like the clothing that we were put in. We did this before we got any clothes. If real quick, Elijah, give me just a little bit of Ezekiel 16, and just pick it up right when he showed how he dressed up. And we'll see that Satan is a copycat. Y'all, this is how you gonna know who the Antichrist gonna be.
Wow.
The things that they're gonna start to do, gonna seem like it's coming out of the Bible. If it were possible, he would do what? The very elect. Y'all saying the very elect. He would get at the 144,000 if it were possible. But commandment keeping is what it is. It makes it impossible for him to get at you when you keep commandment. Because that's all he got. All he got is, what did God tell you? You telling me like, have a little fun. And that's where it goes left field at that point. But the devil always gonna ask, just like if you go to the doctor and say, what's wrong with you? I don't know. Well, you want another pill? If that'll fix what it do, can I still eat pork if I eat that? If I take that pill? Sure. But you're gonna get a little kickback and you're gonna have to take this pill. And then that pill gonna give you a little kickback and you're gonna have to take this pill. Instead of just asking, what do I need to do to get off the pills, doctor? And every doctor give you a prescription. And this is why we have to be careful when we label the demons, is because the prescription always has a diet on it. The diet on the prescription, what they tell you, first tell you to change what's happened to you.
Exactly.
Stop eating that and eat this.
Yes.
If you say, man, miss me with that diet. Then he said, well, we got part 2. It's called a prescription. Take this up to Walgreens. It's going to cost you 10 times more than this diet to keep up with this, and you're not going to get full. You won't even be able to make a turd with that mess. Let's get some more. It took them to go in.
Ezekiel 16 and verse 9. Then wash I thee with water.
This is the Most High marrying us in Jerusalem.
Yeah,
And he's picking it up right where he said what the Most High did for us. What did he do, Elijah?
I washed thee with water. Yeah, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee. And I anointed thee with oil.
Yeah.
I clothed thee also with broidered work.
Yeah.
And shod thee with badger skin.
What kind of shoes he put on us?
Badger skin.
Look, I'm talking about dangerous animals. See, so it's a difference in OG got on them gators. He understands from a different perspective now.
Right.
Them gators ain't to be walking pit and toe so he can get some looks now up in the juke joint.
Right.
You know how you walk pit and toe them gators up in the juke joint.
Come on.
And you talk with your hands like this and be moving and people looking at your feet. You're like, man, we pigeon toe like that. Why you see one pigeon toe like that in high school? But the gators got a pigeon toe. Go ahead. So it's not saying you can't wear gators. He just wears his gators differently now.
Right.
Y'all understand? Because we always wore dangerous animal shoes. A badger is dangerous. A badger will kill a cobra.
You know it.
So we wore dangerous animals, lizards, snakes, gators. And that's what you talking about right there. Badger skin. Badger skin also covers the Ark of the Covenant
Yes, sir.
because it's super waterproof.
Exactly.
Let's get some more.
And puncher.
Yes, sir.
And I girded thee about with fine linen.
What kind of linen?
Fine linen. And I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with
What did he
ornaments. Decked thee also with ornaments.
Y'all heard that when we used to say, boy, I was decked out. Go ahead.
And I put bracelets upon thy hand.
So jewelry is there,
And a chain on thy neck.
And a chain on your neck too. So where they copying this from? They just copying everything the Lord do, but turn it into wickedness. The chain they give you have an idol on, a Jesus image or something, or a cross, or a different thing. Y'all understand? They're taking the same playbook, they just switching it to evil, so that you can't really see the difference. Let's get some more.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead.
What did he put on their forehead?
A jewel. And earrings in thine ears. And a beautiful crown upon thine head. Thus was thou decked with gold and silver. And thy raiment was a fine linen and silk.
So it's not that the Most High don't want us, we can't get dressed up, y'all. The Most High never said that. That's how he dressed us up. He wants the world to see what it looked like in righteousness. Why wouldn't you have on the best silk in righteousness? Why wouldn't you have on the best shoes in righteousness? It's the reward of the righteous. He said, I'm married y'all. Y'all can't come to the wedding dressed like a hobo. So he dressed us out. But Satan has a different wedding. He said, everybody is included in the honeymoon. See, they have the after party. They have the party. And then they have the after party, which is their honeymoon that includes everybody. Women, children, dogs. There's going to be reports that come out that people were having sex with dogs in Puffy's mansion. Puffy had a 50-foot bed in his backyard. Now, how did they get linen and pillowcases for that? I'm talking about look like a Fred Flintstone bed. I'm talking about a bed 50 feet in his backyard.
And pillows to match.
And pillows to match, and everybody getting the bed at the same time. That's their marriage ceremony, decked out with their drinking, with their earrings, with all their jewels on. It's gonna look so close to the real deal, and drugs is involved, all of those things to get you, and guess what? The music is blaring. Let's get some more. Y'all, we're gonna finish this up, y'all. We got about 20 minutes. Go ahead.
You wanna go back to,
No, where you at? Zed, pick it back up, Zed. Where you at?
verse 15?
Yeah.
Verse 15. Meanwhile, the children of Seth, who were on the holy mountain, prayed and praised Yahweh in the place of the host of angels who had fallen. Wherefore Yahweh had called them angels, because he rejoiced over them greatly.
Now, this is the question I just asked. What's the difference in between the angels that fell with Satan and the watchers? Once again, he took a third. They never are hanging upside down. Now, they are called demons and devils. They have power to possess. The watchers who said, go down there and watch them, keep them away from them demons that want to have them do illegal sexual intercourse. And Satan sent it back like this. He ain't got a clue how we're going to dress these women up. Them watchers going to lose their mind. And he beautified the women. Remember, he taught them makeup, so the watchers seen them. And they saw such a beauty that was different, and they left their first estate. And their first estate was to watch the children. It don't mean they couldn't have sex. Your job is just to watch them and protect them from Satan and his angels. And they got more involved with what was going on than that. So now it's saying Seth replacing his lineage, the watchers who failed. So God looks at them now as the angels. You now have to protect the people because the watchers didn't do their job. It's not calling them angels. It's just saying you'll have to replace them angels that failed. That's why a lot of times you may hear me, I speak as a man, and what I'm saying, one third fell of Satan, and 2/3 of us gonna be destroyed. So is that 1/3 what this is saying right here, replacing them that failed? Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Ezekiel chapter 3 and 33 says, I set you as watchers
Yes, sir.
over Israel.
Yes, sir.
To guard and to warn the people. Because the watchers, they lost their first estate, they disobeyed the first command, which was to go down and be watchers over the children of men.
Yes, sir.
So therefore he set Israel to be watchers of our own.
Yeah. You know, we have to find righteous men that help. Now, we still got the archangels that help.
Yeah.
We still got Chief Prince Michael and Gabriel and Raphael. They still doing what they never failed. They never left the heavenly realm, so to speak. But the watchers came down here and they lost it. So now they hang upside down in darkness until judgment, where Satan and his demons still get to run the earth, possess people. But since they had sex with women and produced the giants, the flesh part of them died, the women, but the spirit of the watcher continues on. You read that in the book of Enoch, 14th chapter, 15th and 16th chapter. It tells you their offspring that died in the flood, but the spirit of the offspring went forth, and it's called an evil spirit. It can't possess you, it just whispers bad things in your mind. You know, degenerable things in your mind. And that's what the spirit like to control. Like seeing a woman or man and you see them ordering pork, but you're looking at their body. See, you forget that they're being unlawful because you're watching flesh. Yeah, give me the Big Mama burger with all of the unlawful helpings on it.
That's Enoch chapter 15, verse 8.
Yes, sir. And you look and say, she's rotten to the core, but that body, man. I'll straighten that out later. No, you won't. No, you won't.
You gonna give in.
Right.
You gonna do, she gonna
Like
destroy you later.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
But after this, they no longer kept his commandments, nor held by the promise he had made to their father. But they relaxed from their fasting and praying, and from the counsel of Jared, their father. And they kept on gathering together on the top of the mountain to look upon the children of Cain.
Yeah.
From morning until evening, and upon what they did, upon their beautiful dresses and ornaments.
You see how that was? And these dresses were called revealing.
Oh.
And the ornament revealing. Isaiah 3rd chapter, we fell into that. Tinkling ornaments, brass. Ain't nothing wrong with that because it's just that, and what to say, mincing as they go.
Yep.
Mincing is just another term for switching. Switching the club and you be, whoa, boy, look here. What's that switching in that revealing dress? And looking at men the other way. Where you get that shirt where the buttons start at the navel? And then go down. Ain't no buttons up here. His chest over taco meat showing everywhere. He in the club like that.
The taco meat.
Boy, right. Like I said, boy, look here. Run Taco Bell out of business. Go ahead,
Verse 17.
Yeah.
Then the children of Cain looked up from below,
Yeah.
saw the children of Seth
Right.
standing in troops on the top of the mountain, and they called to them to come down. But the children of Seth said to them from above, we don't know the way. Then Canaan, the son of Lamech, heard them say they did not know the way, and he bethought himself how he might bring them down. Then Satan appeared to him by night, saying, there is no way for them to come down from the mountain on which they dwell. But when they come tomorrow, say to them, come ye to the western side of the mountain.
So Satan know the way down. It's just like the sides of the north. But skip down to verse 31 there for time's sake, because we got to get through a couple more scripts in these last 17 minutes. Go ahead.
Verse 31.
Yeah.
And when they looked at the daughters of Cain,
So they came off the holy mountain and looked at the daughters of Cain.
at their beautiful figures,
At their what?
beautiful figures,
Uh-huh.
and at their hands and feet dyed with color, and tattooed and ornaments on their faces.
So face tats drove you to another level. Go ahead.
Tattoos on their hands and feet.
Yeah.
And dyed the color like the inner.
Yes, sir. Many colors. Go ahead.
The fire of sin was kindled in them. Then Satan made them look most beautiful before the sons of Seth, as he also made the sons of Seth appear of the fairest in the eyes of the daughters of Cain. So that the daughters of Cain lusted after the sons of Seth, like ravenous beasts.
Like what?
Like ravenous
So
beasts.
the women was licking their eyebrows more than the men. Wickedness personified. Go ahead.
And the sons of Seth, after the daughters of Cain. And the sons of Seth, after the daughters of Cain, until they committed abomination with them. But after they had thus fallen into this defilement, they returned by the way they had come.
Now we're looking for to go back. Where we come from, back up to the top of the mountain. Wickedness that took place. You know, 2 or 20 minutes is over. Now you're back to your senses. You understand what I'm saying, Lysa? Now you want back in. It's like getting with a woman or a man and then ask them after the deal is done. You can't get pregnant, can you?
Right.
You ain't got nothing. Your face smooth because you ain't got nothing, right? How you didn't ask all the questions beforehand.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So that's what happened, y'all. And once the deal is done, it clicks back in. Now you're thinking righteously at this point because the dirty deed been done. Wonder if she got something. Wonder if he the one been passing
Right.
that nasty woman disease.
Nasty man.
That nasty man disease too.
Right.
When you seen him scratching publicly, that wasn't no new dance. Do the chicken scratch. Do the chicken scratch. Burn, 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 burn. No. That's a bad night itch. They just made a song out of it. Let's get some more. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 33.
Yeah.
But after they had thus fallen into this defilement,
Yeah.
they returned by the way they had come
Uh-huh.
and tried to ascend the holy mountain.
Yeah.
But they could not.
But they what?
They could not.
Uh-huh.
Because the stones of that holy mountain were of fire flashing before them.
Just like in the Garden of Eden. You can't walk through fire.
Right.
See, the Most High know where to keep you back. The way through that door is fire. Now you better with your bad self go on through there and swivel your hips now to that dance tune. Let's get some more. No, how far you got? We can hold right now. Well, you got a couple more. Go ahead down to verse 38. 36.
Right there. And by reason of which
Uh-huh.
they could not go up again.
Uh-huh.
And Yahweh was angry with them and repented of them because they had come down from glory and had thereby lost or forsaken their own purity or innocence and were fallen into the defilement of sin.
Wow.
Then Yahweh sent his word to Jared, saying, These thy children whom thou didst call my children, behold, they have transgressed my commandments and have gone down to the abode of perdition and of sin. Send a messenger to those that are left, that they may not go down and be lost.
So it's always been a remnant since the beginning. This before the flood is just a remnant left.
Everybody needs to go.
Let's get some more.
Then Jared wept before the Lord and asked of him mercy and forgiveness. But he wished that his soul might depart from his body, rather than hear these words from Yahweh about the going down of his children from the holy mountain.
See, and that's the same feeling we should have when we think about our ancestors, what they did. We had our own language that we complained about, arguing with each other. We had that. We had our own kingdom. We had our own government. We had our Air Force of angels. We had a Navy. And we had the power of the Most High behind us. And we wanted what the nations had.
Which was nothing.
Which was nothing. Go ahead.
Verse 37.
Yeah.
But he followed Yahweh's order and preached unto them not to go down from that holy mountain, and not to hold intercourse with the children of Canaan. But they heeded not his message.
What they do?
They heeded not his message and would not obey his command.
And that's what they doing today with the videos. It's not like you see Jewish female, I should say, Edomite female singers dressed like them. It's just the daughters of Israel dressed like harlots and the men dressed like pimps. That's what's cloned in Tyrone. Every generation, hoes, pimps, prostitutes. That's all we get. And they're all dressed up, ain't they? And the music that they listen to See, I don't sing there, but just like when we're talking about it, and these comedies, especially Wayans Brothers is good at it. When they make a movie, they're mimicking a lot of these things. Like we was talking about the what was that award he won? Pimp of the Year.
Yeah.
And they had a Cadillac on the trophy.
Okay.
And his rhyme was the one that they said that boy's a genius. He said, all my Garden Tools better have my cash.
Not some.
Not some, not half, but all my cash, or I'm going to put my foot in the donkey. And you know, they start hollering, that boy's a genius. That boy's a Shakespeare. And he won Pimp of the Year. But in the juke joint house, you understand what I'm saying, Liza?
Right.
And it's why we champion, what's the BMF Boys? That series is the top of the line for us. And we're champion who was a drug dealer and how many Israelites he put to death. And now we're championing his movies and we look at him as the hero of Israel. Versus somebody that's teaching mathematics or something. You look at this attitude right here, and guess what they're doing? Going through all the women because they switching them off in the juke joint.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Strip club popping bottles. Y'all understand the same program is working for Satan. Why should he switch it up? It still works. And promiscuity, is that a word, bro? Promiscuity. Thank you, bro. In them clubs where you just having your way with anybody. Having your way with anybody in the club, male or female, whatever goes. Y'all, it ain't new, nothing new under the sun. Puffy is just our Ganon. But we're returning to the days of Noah and Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's just going to show you Sodom and Gomorrah, and then they're going to have another party after, if he's convicted or not, they're going to have another party and going to see if we go right back to the bad behavior. After he's gone.
I seen the news clip the other day, I didn't get to see it, but I saw the clip.
Uh-huh.
Where they said that somebody got arrested because they was having sex on the street.
Oh,
Here in St. Louis.
It hurts in the NBA. Wasn't that sexy red, was it?
I think it was.
Okay.
They having sex on the street.
Yeah.
Wow.
Indecent exposure, they call it. Let's pick this up, y'all, real quick. So now, y'all, we got the understanding of both where they started, and the Messiah explained it to us, and where it's coming from. So let's just pick this right back up. In Sirach, we're just going to read a little bit of 7. And this has been Sirach. We're going to look at his song. And y'all, what I'm saying is, if a producer got with these reads we're finna do and put a beat with them, you would understand that these are songmen, these are artists. Like I say, if you look at Psalm 51 as a blues song, just picture that bluesy attitude of singer singing Psalm 51 and that guitar plucking. But those songs must start with command keeping, repentance if you broke them, and then the recovery process at the end of that song, so that can become your jam. But if you don't have a recovery process in your song lyrics, and it ends up with, you know, and then just that guitar lick, and it ain't told you how to recover, the next thing, every time you hear that song, you crying and got a pistol in your hand. Why do you keep playing that song? Just let me know. I'm not a musician, they I would like to be, bro. Go ahead. That guitar work on Blood of the King and that Lord.
You trying to get me to see that song, and I didn't know what you was talking about.
Yeah, no, that was that Lord I was trying to get to.
No, that one too.
That you deserve.
That one too.
That's some serious guitar work in there too, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Sirach what?
We're going to the first chapter. Seventh chapter.
7?
Yeah, we're going to only read a few, y'all. We're going to speed through these, y'all. We ain't got but a few minutes.
Which one is this one?
We started a little bit late today and got interrupted. 7 and 1, Sirach.
Okay.
We're going to read on down. And y'all, what we're talking about again, chapter 1. Now, chapter 1 is the other song. But what we want you to understand are these songs. Chapter 7 is a song again. We know the songs, y'all. We just switch the lyrics up. to satisfy our soul. I'm talking about when you hear somebody holler, get a room when you on the dance floor, you are doing too much on the dance floor. Y'all need to get a room. Boy, look here. Boy, you said you ain't no pyrotechnics, what they call it? Where they shoot fireworks off the stage.
Right.
Boy, look here.
You get off the floor, shoot first.
Bro, yeah. Go ahead, bro. Sirach chapter 7.
Sirach chapter 7, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Do no evil.
Do what?
No evil. So shall no harm come up unto thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. My son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. Seek not of the Most High preeminence.
Seek not of the Lord. Give me that definition of that, Zed, so we can understand that of what seeking the Lord, but you got a different agenda. And we're gonna see that, y'all. We got individuals out here now saying they can judge themselves and do different things. But preeminence, it says, seek not this. Go ahead, what that say there?
Preeminence, the fact of surpassing all others' superiority.
See that? The fact of surpassing everybody. And they get to the point of where they want to surpass God. Like the rabbis that teach the Talmud, we can surpass God. He ordered with us, we right. You got folks reading these strange dentist books and different things, so they can make their own judgment. You understand? They are challenging the Most High. They're saying, we above Him. He tells you can eat that. We say no. He tell you, order man to go kill everybody in the nation, but they still won't tell you that he gave that whole nation 400 years to repent. But they jumping on it like that. You know what I'm saying? They are now putting themselves preeminence above the Most High. That's what they're seeking. I want to have more righteousness than that. I'm leveling up. No, you leveling down.
That's what it is.
Go ahead. What else to say? No, go ahead. Read that in 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Seek not of the Most High preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor.
Neither the king the seat of honor. If I was in Donald Trump position, see what I would be doing. Well, you got a long way to go if you were in Donald Trump situation. If your aunt had tested, she'd be what? Your uncle. So don't even seek like if I was the king. What that is, preeminence. You want to be somebody else. Go ahead.
Justify not thyself before the Most High, and boast not of thy wisdom before the king. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest at any time thou fear the person of the mighty, and lay a stumbling block in the way of the upright.
So this is what we got with them camps. They have what's called a Maserathiel council, where they pass judgment, but you can't punish nobody for sin of the law. So they go through this same process right here. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest any time thou fear the person of the mighty and lay a stumbling block in the way. Right. So what happened was General Yohanan spouting to all Israelites, I'm the third in command of all heaven and earth. And then a white man show up and you change your tune.
And you bow down.
Now you bowing down and you've been hollering, I'm at the top of the chain. I'm third in command. Tell that white man that.
Right.
And go put your warrior clothes back on and get out of them interview clothes and that hair slicked back with goose grease. Go ahead, where we at, bro?
Verse 8.
Yeah.
About 7. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people. Bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished.
They say you can try to lump them all together and get one charge, but you won't. You're going to get a charge for each one of them. This government do that. You ain't getting off. We ain't combining nothing. The only thing we combine is federal and state charge. They say they're going to run concurrent. They charging you 25 years. The state charging you 25 years, but you're going to do 25. You ain't getting off. Let's get some more.
Say not, Most High will look upon the multitude of my obligations. And when I offer to the Most High, Elohim, he will accept.
So, hell, my righteousness gonna outweigh what I do bad.
He know my heart.
He know my heart. You sure about that? Let's get some more.
Be not faint-hearted when thou makest thy prayer, and neglect not to give alms. Laugh no man to scorn in the bitterness of his soul, for there is one which humbleth and exalteth. Divide not the lie against thy brother, neither do the like to thy friend. Use not to make any manner of lie, for the custom thereof is not good.
Y'all read the rest of that, y'all. For time's sake, we're gonna get on through. That was the song with Sirach. Put a beat with that. And then, those of y'all who can carry a tune, put it with a beat and see what it sounds like. Psalm 23. It's a song. A beat has been put to Psalm 23. Y'all understand? A beat has been put to Matthew 6 chapter. The Lord's Prayer. A beat has been put to that. Y'all understand?
Sis sing it every feedback.
Yes, sir. Let's get some more. Where we at? Let's get on to the next. That was Ben Sirach. Y'all also read the first chapter. That's a song he put together as well. So now we're going to the OGs. Like I say, let's get this next OG, Moses. Exodus 15:1, y'all. These gonna be some quick ones and we're gonna get on out of here. And remember, y'all, they control the music. So that means you have to be wise as a servant. If you are going to get into the music business, Jake has new music Monday on every week, where artists submit their new tracks. But he has to review those tracks. He has to listen and see what happens. You know, what do they end up saying? There's some songs out there y'all say, that sounds so nice, but guess what it got in it? It got in there that the Most High got a wife sitting up there on the side with him. The song is beautiful, but just that one lyric changes everything. A little leaven to do what? We're going up to see the king. Where you going? To see him? Or you talking about going up there to him, or is it coming down here and you're talking about going to Mount Zion? Yep. We need to know where your lyrics at. Are you going out of space, or you coming, or you staying here on earth?
Because you got a lot of Christian music.
That's what we're talking about.
That sing about the Most High and to sing about Christ, but say the laws don't exist.
The laws don't exist. That's what we're talking about. Go ahead. Exodus 15:1. Yeah.
Then sang Moses.
What did what?
Sang Moses. And the children of Israel this song unto the Most High, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Most High, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength in song, and he has become my salvation.
What has he become?
My salvation.
Through song. Go ahead.
He is my God.
He is what?
He is my God. And I will prepare him in habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him.
So the song inside of you got to keep your spirit clean. You can't be humming the words of iniquity. You understand? That can't be your jam. And look, it always starts out with the music. Before a parade happens, the band comes out. Before a team play any sports, the band come out.
Before Israel went to war,
the band always come out first. The music gets you into the mood or whatever. It just can't get you into that vile mood.
It sets the tone.
Yes, sir. So his next song, just run this real quick, 32 and 44. And we ain't gonna read, we just tell you Moses had a couple songs. Moses was a songwriter too and could hold a note. Deuteronomy 32 and 44. And y'all, what we're talking about, these songwriters, y'all, why are they continuing, why is singing is always around, why are they instruments? See, and that's what we have to be careful, because you'll have people saying that's the devil's instrument. That y'all don't understand. Satan copied this from somebody.
Yes,
He didn't make this up out of his own. He used to play the instruments in heaven.
He can't be
Righteously, you know what I'm
He
saying?
can't be an imitator if he created.
If he created, how is he an image? What? Say that again louder, though,
He
Elisha.
can't be an imitator if he created.
He cannot be the imitator if he created it. He masquerades as what? An angel of light. He's just masquerading, y'all, and he do a good job of it, but he's copying a floor plan. He's just switching the narrative to get at your wants.
Because
The
he
Most
had-
High give you what you need, not what you want. I supply all your needs. Satan say, I'll supply the wants.
In order for him to show mankind how to make things, he had to be shown.
He had to be shown, absolutely, bro. Just like the Watchers had to be shown. Remember, before the Watchers showed them, or Satan them showed them how to make weapons of war on heaven. You think that just started on earth? There was a war where?
Yeah.
In Revelation 12. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with Satan and his angels. They were using weapons of war. What do you think they was doing? How do you think they was warned? Let's get some more. Deuteronomy 32:44. Real quick, y'all. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. 32:44. What it say?
Deuteronomy 32, verse 44. And
Go down to
Moses,
49, Elijah. Go ahead.
and Moses came and spake all the words of this song.
Of this what?
Song.
So all of Deuteronomy 32 is a song? Y'all talking about a disco version. 32 is the extended version of a song of righteousness. What a beat with that? Go ahead.
In the ears of the people, he and Hoshea, the son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all of Israel. And he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do, all the words of this law.
All the words of the law. See, y'all, if we sing makes it pleasant. The problem is we got to know what we sing. It's like children. We learn the ABCs. We learn the song, but we don't know the letters.
Right.
It's easy to learn the song because you just repeat what you hear. And they put a little beat with it. ABC, won't you sing with me?
Right.
And they say, point to a D. I don't know what a D is. I didn't know the song. That's a W. Man Johnson is about that. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, 47. But it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life. And through this thing you shall prolong your days in the land. Go over Jordan to possess it.
Now let's see about Moses sang a bad lyric while he was in the wilderness, and he had to pay for that bad lyric. Go ahead. And this after he told them what song to sing, the Most High said, I still owe you, Moses. Because you teaching the song righteously now, you messed up on the lyric.
Say no sin and go
You went preeminence that we just had. You sanctified yourself with me to the children of Israel. You went preeminence on me, Moses, in your song. But what happened is he made an angry song. You understand? Should we give you water and strike the rock? He told you, no, I told you to read these lyrics, don't you? I told you to put the beat to these. Now you can put some drill rap in here. Let's get some more. What it say, Elisha, right there for
And the
us.
Most High spake unto Moses that self same day, saying, Get thee up into this mountain, Abarim, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho. And behold, the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for possession. And die in the mountain.
And do what?
Die in the mountain, whither thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people, because you trespassed against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, In the wilderness of Zin.
In the word?
Wilderness of Zin.
Uh-huh.
Because you sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel. Yet thou shalt see the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither, unto the land which I give unto the children of Israel.
Now look at the reverse role of this of Jerry. He's standing on the mount and get to look into the promised land of righteousness where music is played righteously, but you just get to look at it. You don't get to come to the party. No, you're gonna die first. You can't come to this party like that because you're gonna be who everybody started talking about and dancing for. Next thing you know, we're gonna have Moses tracks. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The people be looking at you, no man, miss me with that King of Kings jam, man, put Moses and the striking the rock on, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And then it'd have been a thing.
Right.
Man, you gotta strike the rock.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I ain't got
Go ahead.
it. Leviticus 18 chapter, verse 4.
What it say,
Ye
man?
shall do my judgments
Uh-huh.
and keep my ordinances to walk therein.
Yes, sir.
I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them.
See?
I am the Lord.
And
What was that? I'll play that one.
They're always,
Leviticus 18:4 and Leviticus 18:4 and 5.
look, notice the song of that artist, he always say, I'm a mess with my friends on. See, that's a blues song. That's blues of song. So we have different genres. You have jazz, y'all, that the horns is just playing. We only had jazz when we surrounded Jericho. 7 days worth of jazz. Blow the horn, and it's gonna knock the wall down. Then y'all charge in. So y'all understand? So in like manner, Satan is trying to knock the walls down with song. Real quick, y'all, we got a few minutes. We finished that out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished Moses' songs. The OG Sirach, the OG Moses. Now let's hit the OG David. Psalm 101. And then we already said that Psalm 23 is a soul-satisfying song, a song of protection. And Psalm 51 is a blues. Psalm 23 is like a rap. You understand what I'm saying? The way it put the words together. If you put a beat behind it. Psalm 101.
Psalm 101. I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee.
What he gonna do?
Sing of mercy and judgment unto thee.
Y'all see how he start off, how his lyrics start off? I'm gonna sing righteousness. See, where the devil keeps saying, can you sing sin? Righteousness don't sail. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
Righteousness does not sail. Now you won't own a #1 center magazine. You want it, don't you? You want the Grammys. You want all that, don't you? Well, you're gonna have to sing sin. It's plain and simple. Do you know how to dance? Do you know how to wiggle and drop it down low and bring it back up high? Do you know any of that stuff? Go ahead, bro. Let's get some more of that one more.
I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee, O Elohim, will I sing. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. O when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes.
Yes, sir.
I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privately slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. Mine eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, and I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Most High.
And you have to understand, why don't you hear these type of songs in the church today? I'm talking about with these lyrics written like that. Everything else is, don't worry about your sin. The Messiah got you covered. Keep on doing what you're doing, but don't worry about your sins.
Because it's governed by Satan.
Yes, sir. And guess who's at them parties? The top Potter's house man. Ask him, have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been? Chris Brown couldn't even handle that. And he over, you know, it has been a couple of them parties, but that messed him up. And I'm talking about the way he was sounding was like he was swallowing at the same time. Didn't it, boy? Y'all heard it?
Yes, sir.
He put emphasis on it. He been to that party, y'all. And like Jay said, he nervous. He done backed out. He done took a leave of absence. But like I say, if they show that picture with, like he said, them ostrich feathers hanging out his ring, them yellow stilettos, homeboy gonna be a hot mess up in there, ain't it? In the house of Ganum. And notice what he called himself, try to change it to love. You understand? You call this love, what you doing in that mansion is love. And notice what he's saying now. Everything I did was consensual. Everybody wanted to do what I was doing. I didn't force nothing on nobody. It's that corn liquor and that dope you got in there though. And that baby oil. Let's get to the next.
Stuff in the baby.
Yes, sir, GHP. See, he gonna do 15 for them scratched out serial numbers, so he gonna do time. If we can get this other sexual stuff in, then you locked up for life. You get we gonna get 15 out of you for them weapons and that GHP. We gonna get 15 automatic. But the other crimes is what we trying to put you behind there with the death penalty when you kiss the baby. Let's get this last artist. The son of that psalmist and song master David, his son Solomon. And he went through some rap and some blues and some final jazz, so to speak. But real quick, y'all, Proverbs 1. And we just gonna read the first couple verses, and then we're gonna see his song, his blues song at the end. Because all blues songs either lead you to a decision of what do I do after this. It's the problem if your song don't have recovery, like Lil Milton walking the back streets and grind. Ain't no recovery behind it. And that guitar there, that's why I walk the back streets and cry. Cause she told me you ain't got half of nothing to keep me halfway, please. Now, boy, look here. And look, you listening to that and you in the same mindset, thinking the same thing that happened to me. I'm championing my agility and ability and it didn't do no work. You have to walk down the alley when that's been told to you. And them guitar licks is hit like a bam, and I just boy, look here. To keep me halfway, please. Let's get some more. Proverbs chapter 1.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs of Solomon, son of David.
The son of who?
Son of David, king of Israel.
Yes, sir.
To know wisdom and instruction.
To
To perceive the words of understanding. To receive the instructions of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. To give subtlety to the simple. To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
And that's what we're supposed to do, but our young man is being taught death and destruction.
Right.
Wake him up. Don't let him get to 25. Your ops. Think about it. All that gang violence, if we turn that toward somebody else, you understand? But it's in our neighborhood. Wake him up. Drill rap. It ain't this. This is how the song is supposed to go so that you come up out of that mentality and bad behavior. Y'all, a song can change the whole mood on you. If you ain't got Christmas all the way out, they're going to put on them temptations. And the temptations going to be hitting them notes and singing, and that music is going to be hitting. And before you know it, you singing at a stoplight and some Israelites looking at you right like this. Silent night! Holy night! Oh, that's y'all, man. Boy, even with your friends on. Look here. How it says like a prologue, it says, the key word in Proverbs or in his wisdom Solomon song, the ability to live life skillfully, a godly life in an ungodly world. You got to use skill. You have to be wise as a serpent. You have to be harmless as a devil. You have to understand everything, every tool the devil used to create chaos in your life. Don't play that song if you know it's going to cause trouble in the house. What you playing that loud for? You trying to send a message? And if we don't look at the recovery process, there's no recovery in that process. It's a bad song because it ends in death and destruction. So just real quick, Song of Solomon, that's all I want to read. Y'all read that whole Proverbs 1. Song of Solomon right after Proverbs. And see, that one's to the Lord. You know, it's information that you need to have and what you need to sing to him.
Thank you.
Where we at, Song of Solomon? Look at that here. Right up Ecclesiastes here, please. Yeah, right up Ecclesiastes. And we're gonna see how many it says Solomon had how many songs? 1,000 songs, right? Mm-hmm. So y'all, we talking about an artist. You talking about a catalog. 1,000 songs? How many albums would that be? Songs of Solomon 1:1.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1.
So this is what we're saying. You can sing or write a song to your other half if you've been gifted the voice of singing. You can do that, but it's just what are the contents? If you say, if you go away from me, I'll just die, then that's a bad song lyric. That means you can't live without a person that has dying flesh just like you. Them the wrong lyrics.
You just sing, I love you forever.
You can sing that because that's part of the marriage contract, mister. That's pretty good. Mister, you writing some lyrics? Now, y'all, mister used to be in the band. Now, y'all, mister can hold a tune now. Let's get some more.
I got some more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It sounds better than that.
Yeah. Let's get it, y'all. Read the first 5 verses.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. For thy love is better than life.
Uh-huh.
Because of thy Savior, because of the Savior of thy good ointments, thy name is an ointment poured forth.
Uh-huh.
Therefore do the virgins love thee.
So, it's first talking about the Most High. He started it off because he's talking about Israel, and then he gets into Persia, the daughter of Rose of Sharon, because he's telling you this is what we're basing our love on. First, we have to love the Most High. That's always going to start off in the song of these OGs, like David. And Psalm 51, only you have I sinned against. I need to start there first and clear the air with you first. Or I'm going to just do another song.
Right.
And Bathsheba going to be on it again. Let's get some more.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Because of the Savior of thy good ointment.
Uh-huh.
We're on verse 4.
Yeah.
Draw me, we will run after thee. The King has brought me unto his chamber.
Uh-huh.
We will be glad and rejoice in thee.
Uh-huh.
We will remember thy love more than wine.
So hold it right there, y'all hold right there, but you hit chapter 4, verse 1. So now he's in a collab song with this woman. She can sing too. They got a collab. In a sense, like you would have Avant and what's that other woman name? They sing together real good. Kiki White. Yeah. So that song like that, y'all know that song. You know they play it a lot. Yeah, I ain't gonna sing it there. You be trying to put me in the studio. I ain't want nothing like that.
Yeah, right. I'll put you in the room by the side. Oh, no.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Behold, thou art fair, my love.
Uh-huh.
Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes within thy locks.
Uh-huh.
Thy hair is as a flock of goats
Uh-huh.
that appeared from Mount Gilead.
Uh-huh.
Thy teeth are like flocks of sheep.
See, she's comparing him and she's singing her lyrics about, that love between man and woman, or engaged man and woman. Go ahead.
Thy teeth are like flocks of sheep
Uh-huh.
that are even shorn, which came up from the washing, whereof every one bare twins, and none is barren among them.
So maybe what she's saying is all your teeth are in a row. They straight. Every teeth, like you got the two front teeth, they perfect. They the same size, they the same width, they look the same, and the rest of the teeth fit in. It's like a tiger, they call him saber-toothed tiger, because them front teeth is this damn long, so they're not matching up. But go ahead, that's why they call them tiger wounds. Go ahead.
Verse
Go ahead.
Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet,
Yeah,
and thy speech is comely.
yeah.
Thy temples are like a piece of pomegranate within thy locks.
Y'all see how he's singing, how she's describing in the song to tell it an individual how beautiful. You can sing songs to loved ones. Y'all understand? Long as the lyrics are in righteousness, ain't nothing in here to talk about shaking your hips or dropping it down low, bringing it back up high. You understand what I'm saying?
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Thy neck is like the Tower of David,
Uh-huh.
builded for an armory, whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers,
Uh-huh.
all shields of mighty men. Thy two breasts are like two young roses that are twins, which feed among the living.
Like two young roes is just snake, and roes are like deers, It's saying their breasts, but, big chest, so to speak. Go ahead.
Until the day break, and the shadows flee away, I will get me to the mountain of myrrh.
Y'all read the rest of that, because in some points you may think it's going to get graphic. He started talking about the garden and coming into the garden with this virgin, but the song is leading to righteousness. It ain't no hanky-panky. She said, you got other women that love you. Why you want me? He said, because you special. The Shulamite daughter that he's singing to. Absolutely. So she's saying, why me though? Why me? Why you falling in love with me like this? And they go on, y'all. This song got 8 chapters in this song.
Yes.
A true love song.
Yes.
Now, too bad I sent you an email. Zeb may not have, you got it yet? It's to God's word, 298. Zeb may not have faith in me that one day I can hold a note, but Big Ruff do. Show him, man, that they had. No, I'm just telling you. You ain't said nothing about it. Show him the picture too, man. The Big Ruff believe I can hold a note. I believe you gonna have me come with a Jamaican style. Y'all know. Solomon on the beat, man. Yes! Yes, sir. You see it too, man? They came through, bro. Here, well, I'll show it up here, bro. Zoom in on this, y'all. This Big Ruff got me in the studio. Zoom in on that. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? You zoom in on that Ruff. You got flavor in me, bro. I believe I'm coming with a Jamaican flavor.
That's my contact for you.
Let's get it, y'all. We gotta finish up. We out in 2 minutes. Let's get it, y'all. We finished King Solomon. Y'all also read Ecclesiastes 12 is his final song, or his blues song that he starts off in that. He talks about the crime he's, what you laughing at over there, like? He starts out about vanity and the wisdom, and then now the recovery process. Y'all understand? Let us hear a conclusion of the whole matter of that song. How does that song end in the book of Ecclesiastes? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yah and keep his commandments. What they saying out there too, by they waiting on that album. It's scheduled for release the 25th.
About 30 LOLs in the
Yes, sir. It's scheduled for release, y'all, 25th. So if y'all hanging around,
Everybody crying in the
Yes,
go to your store. didn't get it.
What was he looking at?
Yes. Go ahead, let's get it, y'all. Where we at? So we finished him, y'all. Let's get this last artist, y'all. Let's get this artist's name. The last of the OG songwriters. His name is how you pronounce this? Mesquil. Let's go to Psalm. First, let's go to 1 Kings 4:29, and then we're gonna go to Psalms 89. We're gonna close on out of here. We'll give the final homework, and we'll close on out. But y'all know this in the book of Daniel, the first and second chapter, and when we talk about you can't be involved, you can't be around, it ain't saying like you can't go to, look, if you go to a family reunion, they may be playing some of that bad music, unless they got hold of the DJ to say, I'm not playing that, all I got is clean version, I'm not gonna play that. Man, you ain't got little Willie slap the hell out of his grandmama. I said, no, I ain't got that. What about Rufus put a foot in his uncle's ass? I said, I ain't got that either. Man, he went back on the board, man, he ain't got nothing up there. I said, I tell you what I'm finna do, I'm gonna play some Al Green. This'll run y'all completely out of here. But just what ask y'all know, I mean, it just told me they all grown. Right. So you wanna play this in front of your grandmother because we're all grown. You think she wanna hear that now?
She want to hear what them fans say.
Boy, look at that. At least she'll be cooled off. Let's get it. How you know about that song, Zed? Okay. Boy, did the flow pack it. But that's all
I
they do.
didn't have it before I did it.
Oh, boy, they gonna run you out of here, wasn't it?
Had never heard it all the way through till last week when I played it.
Wow.
Yes, sir. They got a video about that.
My wife said, that's not just.
Everybody, look, all the sisters around here got fans. They do them down. Yeah, pop that thing. Go ahead, bro. Where we at? 1 Kings 4:29. First Kings 4:29, then jump right back to Psalm 89.
1 Kings 4:29. And Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom.
What did he give Solomon?
Wisdom.
Uh-huh.
And understanding.
Uh-huh.
Exceeding much. And largeness of heart. Even as the sand that is on the seashore.
Uh-huh.
And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country.
Uh-huh.
And all the wisdom of Egypt.
Uh-huh.
For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite.
So this was a descendant of Ezra. He was wiser than Ethan. Uh-huh.
And Heman.
Uh-huh.
And Calcol.
Uh-huh.
And Darda.
Uh-huh.
The sons of Mahal. And his fame was in all nations round
Now
about.
we're going to see how many songs Solomon had. The wisdom, he was an artist, wrote every day. Go ahead.
And he spake 3,000 proverbs.
What did he speak?
3,000 proverbs.
That's like raps, y'all.
Yeah.
Proverbs are like raps. They just hit to the point. There he is walking deceitfully down the road, don't know, going to her house is the highway to hell. You know, it's just like rap songs do today, but if you put a beat on that, you would understand perfect. Go ahead, what else he had, Raj?
And his songs were 1,005.
Uh-huh.
And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon,
Uh-huh.
even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall.
Uh-huh.
He spake also of beasts, and of fowl,
Uh-huh.
of creeping things, and of fish.
Uh-huh.
And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon,
Uh-huh.
from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom.
Until the devil came and said, look, y'all need to get him to change his lyrics, but we got to wait till he get old. He ain't going to accept the lyrics now, but let him get old. And y'all, some young tenders out here worshiping a different God. He going to let you sing what you want to sing because you're getting on his nerves. You're giving him the blues, but he ended up telling him, going with what's giving me the blues y'all going to do. Just leave me the hell alone. But we have to go back to why they were singing to him, because we're choosing wise out of everything. But it said he had more wisdom than these individuals. But this individual had a song in the Psalms. David didn't write all the Psalms. Moses wrote a song. Y'all have to understand that. Get Psalm 89. Real quick. I believe Moses may have wrote Psalm 101. Let me double check that, but get that real quick, that Psalm 89, we're gonna close out. I do believe Moses wrote a psalm as well. It says Psalm of Moses, I believe it was 100? Or was it 101 we read? No. Y'all go ahead and get that though real quick.
Psalms 89.
Yeah.
Maskil of Ethan the Ezrahite.
Who is this talking about?
Maskil of Ethan the Ezrahite.
So we just read about him in 1 Kings, and we're going to read his songs. And it says Solomon had a different beat, or his beat went to the top of the charts. Above him, he may have been on the chart for 10 weeks. Solomon's jam was on the chart for 100 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean he has less wisdom. It's just Solomon had an extra edge on that voice. He had that range. He go up high and come down low. You understand? With wisdom. Go ahead.
I will sing of the mercies of the Most High forever.
Yes,
What are you going to do?
Sing of the mercies of the Most High forever.
yes.
With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations.
Uh-huh.
I have said, mercy shall be built up forever.
Uh-huh.
Thy faithfulness shall thou establish in the very heavens.
Yeah.
I have made a covenant with my chosen.
Uh-huh.
I have sworn unto David my servant. Thy seed will I establish forever, and build up thy throne to all generations.
Y'all read all of that. There's a lot of verses, but this is what the Ezrahite that we just read in 1 Kings 4, this the psalm he wrote. And look at the wisdom in there and put a beat with his song. But look, Solomon had a chart topper, so to speak. Y'all understand? Everything he was coming off the press was certified triple platinum or diamond. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Well, these individuals were good, but just see who's the writer of Psalm 90. See, read that what that say, Psalm 90. Moses, that's why Moses was a singer. Psalms is they just gather their songs and they put them in what's called a psalm. Or his song. What Psalm 90 say? Just the first verse. It'll tell you, Psalm, a prayer of Moses, the man of God. Moses wrote Psalm 90. See, and that's why we be in our mindset that David wrote all the Psalms. No, y'all, we have to be diligent in this. It's other people wrote Psalms. Proverbs and Psalms are just showing us our artists so that when we look at our artists out here, we know what line they got to follow. Because look, if they come out of the secular world into this, you know, if we just judge them like what they're doing, they may not understand this. What they do know is what they offer them. And it's a hard choice. When they say, you owe us now. But I sold 10 million albums. But tour came out of that. We bought your mama a house. We paid for this. Remember, we got you out of the trouble you was in. You owe us money. So we need you to go perform. And you're bringing this guy on tour with you. Who? Do Dirty and Nasty Boys. What the hell? I can't go on concert with them. And y'all gonna collab. Yeah. See, and that's what we have. That individual trying to mix light with darkness like that. The collab should be, I used to be in darkness, but I changed my ways. And you coming back, yes, he did, because I changed mine first, and I told him. Boy, I'm almost there. And you know and you know you right like that. But if the dark side got you singing and you throwing up, you an Israelite, you doing like this with a dark side individual on a collab, something got messed up.
Right.
Or you'd have been compromised.
And you know, a lot of the early rappers said, like Ken Play was saying that back in the early days, they used to mix collab gangster rap with conscious rap.
Yeah.
Because they said the gangster rappers couldn't get insurance on the hall.
Right. Turn them up. Yeah.
Places. So they would mix conscious rappers with them to go on tour with them so that they can get insurance on the venues that they were performing. So they had to collaborate in order for them to get seen.
Let's run these last few, y'all. Just Matthew 26 and 26. We're going to hear the blues of the Most High. But it had a good ending for us. Matthew 26, 26, and then y'all we'll close out Revelation 14, 1 through 3, and then everybody read 15 all because it's the final song. And y'all listen to the words of the Pope again. The first thing he said, I will sing a new song to the Lord. What kind of, well, you talking about me? I bet he really can't hold no nothing. And y'all understand this, the book of Daniel, it starts off like that. And look, Daniel is in corporate. Daniel was in corporate. It said he took care of all the king's affairs. Joseph took care of all the king's affairs until he said, now, I need you to worship our God. That's when they backed out of their corporate jobs. But they had corporate jobs. So did Mordecai. So we don't want that to get twisted. You may be in the upper echelon, but there's a line you can't cross.
Right.
When they ask you, do you want this promotion, you got to turn it down.
Right.
But they were in corporate. Read Daniel 1 and 2, and then see chapter 3 when the boss flipped on them.
They were governors and mayors.
The governors and mayors, and when he flipped on them, he said, now when you hear the music, Daniel, y'all been living good. Y'all been up here. So it's time to pay up what y'all owe. And they say, well, we don't owe you nothing. Okay, run that y'all real quick. 26 of Matthew. We're going to close out to 30. And this is the blues of the Most High. But it gave us a blues that we could hope for. You understand what I'm saying? There are all blues jams out there that have hope at the end.
Thank you, Creator.
All of them ain't Little Milton bound.
Thank you, Creator. 26.
Go ahead, hurry up.
Oh, I'm gonna get that last song.
I know you are, but you can get this last reading too.
What you
Matthew 26, you should be well rested. Yes, sir. You may be thinking about a song you want to write. Look, Zell put a beat with his song. Look, the prayer song.
Yeah, that's
Reading the book of Esther.
He put a beat with that. The radio dropped too. Who did that?
Who was that brother? Tom, I forgot what his name is.
Oh yeah, that was Octone, not the DMV. Octone was a producer. Actually, Octone, that baby crying in that what was that Timberland song? Yeah, y'all know with the lead.
Yeah.
That's his daughter. He produced that,
Oh, wow.
and they took the credits from him. But that's his daughter making that noise. That's Octone out of the DMV, DC up there.
Wow.
Who did that track for him? Go ahead, where we at?
We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 26. Start the reading in verse 20.
Now, how y'all understood what I was saying about that song? And y'all was saying, y'all knew that. What that is? When somebody holler out, that's Aaliyah. And Timber. Y'all, huh?
But you named the song.
But-
Timberland and Aaliyah.
Well, I didn't name the song. I just said the same.
Everybody knew
What I say?
Timberland song.
What's the name of the song?
We don't know the name of the
See,
song.
the art.
We knew what song you
That
was
was
talking
more
about.
than deep.
But look, I said, hold on.
Right.
Look, soon as I said, that's when they holler back there. Oh, that's it. Now, why when I was saying, dum.
Hey, that's because
Dum. Why am I asking you to say, man, that's Cold Train?
Hey, your real heard you say that over time. She was the one that screamed that out. She know you. You know that shit.
Boy, I tried to get past it. Y'all listen.
She said I'm the one that
But look, she had to give us the answer too to the dum. Oh, we called her. I said, what's that dum? I said, everybody knows dum.
She came with the song title and everything.
Jason said, oh, that's Cold Train. This right here.
She done heard you at home mimicking it.
No.
She said that's what he do in his spring.
Every time that song come on, you do.
Girl with the bass.
See, y'all trying to keep me from finishing, and then they were saying I was long-winded, and we got out of here. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 26.
Y'all.
And as they were eating,
Uh-huh.
Yeshua took bread and blessed it
Uh-huh.
and broke it and gave it to the disciples
Uh-huh.
and said, "Take, eat. this is my body.
Uh-huh.
And he took the cup and gave thanks, and gave it to them to say, drink ye all of it,
Uh-huh.
for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
So right here we see this song starts out with commandment keeping and then repentance to the people, because it's for the remission of sins. Repentance. Go ahead.
Verse 29.
Uh-huh.
But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine
Uh-huh.
until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So now blues come in here, but it's a positive end. Oh, we ain't gonna drink no more like that? No, we will drink again, but it's gonna be later on.
Right.
So yes, it sounds like, and then he started explaining. Now let me tell y'all about the blues I'm about to face. They're about to crucify me. But notice they sung together the righteous part, but he's saying it's an end to this song. But don't worry about it. I'm doing it for y'all so that we have repentance, so that y'all have repentance. That's why I gotta sing this blues song for you.
Some question, Brother David.
Yes, ma'am.
I know we gotta hurry up. When I was in a Christian church, they were saying you can't take the Lord's sacrament, as they call it, and you sin that day.
What happened? Say again.
Before you sin,
Uh-huh.
you couldn't take the sacrament, Lord's.
Well, they never tell you what the sinning is. You have to reveal it to them. And then it may not be a sin, or it may be a made-up sin to take sacrament, because you have to understand they have a whole different set of writing on what sin is. When you couldn't take the sacrilege, did you report it to them, or they reported it about you? This is what I'm trying to understand. When you say they said you can't take it because you're a sinner, then nobody should have been biting off of that wafer. Nobody, especially the Pope himself, because of what he said. Holy Father, that's violation of Matthew 23. That's why he's saying the song he talking about singing, is he going to say, I'm the Holy Father? I'm who y'all been waiting on. Holy Father, call no man Holy Father.
Right.
Call no man Reverend.
That's it.
Reference his name.
And already he say, I'm ready to sing, I'm the Holy Father and I'm the Reverend. And they talk about his numbers. People crying out there and he ain't said nothing.
Right.
Did we finish all that up, y'all?
Yeah.
Revelation 14, 1 through 3, y'all recall. Y'all read 15 all this homework about the song. But we're going to have to know this song, y'all. Y'all ain't going to learn this song there in Judgment Day. You're going to have to know this song before you get to Judgment Day. Solomon told you what song you have to know. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. That should be a hook. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You don't say a thing about that. You put that in a hook. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Liza, look. Now I don't know why Liza talking. Liza called himself being a rapper. Yeah. Yeah, Liza had one lick, one lyric. It's just like this. And he can prove it to it. Boy, y'all still almost passed out. So he in the boat with me? Yes, sir.
Hey, no.
I know my limitations. We made this for the music though.
I know my limitations. I know.
He did say he wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Immediately he said, I ain't doing that.
No more. Yes. Let's get Revelation 14, 1 through 3, y'all. We're going to see once again who got the song, and we have to understand who's pulling them from the earth. Not only they got instruments with them. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion,
Uh-huh.
and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Uh-huh.
And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters,
Uh-huh.
and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps.
Y'all hear that? He hear a voice in the harps. Not only hear a voice in the thunder, but he can hear a harp and tell you what the lyric is when they hit that note. What that means. Go ahead.
verse 3.
Yeah.
And they sung as it were a new song before the drum and before the four beasts.
What they sing?
They sung as it were a new song
And
before the
notice,
drum.
keep that in your mind. The Pope has said the same words. A new song. Go ahead. What else you say?
And before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
So we talk about the 144,000, but Revelation 6 and 9 go in and say, so more people gonna learn the song. But these are the ones who learned that song on earth before, tribulation, and they were removed from it. So Moses know that song, Elijah know that song, Enoch know that song. Y'all, we gotta learn the righteous lyrics, y'all. And quit singing the wrong lyrics, because they got our kindergarten singing nasty red lyrics. And grimy.
Even on the children's songs, they do it.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna love all the way.
Yeah.
There's a 5-year-old guy doing saying that.
Look, one shorty told her, say, I'm gonna put these hands on you on God, a kindergarten. I will put these hands on you on God. Come on, Elijah, the kindergarten.
Yeah, she told another little girl that, but I had another little student, he was just singing kindergarten, singing Murder on My Mind. I don't know who he was singing, but he just
What we singing? Murder on my mind. 5 years old, 6 years old. Murder on my mind.
That's in the house.
That's in the house, Elijah, exactly. So y'all, this is what we dealing with. That's why the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. We got a lot of work to be done if we just housing ours. We see all that's out there, so when you go out in the world, you gotta try to quit singing that song like that.
Right.
Sing Life Is On My Mind. And look, they're children. It will switch immediately because they're gonna hear correction. It immediately turn up, they say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The most bad children, they say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can't sing that song like that no more.
And they put everything into those.
They want to be
They
children,
want to
right?
be children. We force them, parents, it's adults that force them into a whole nother, age bracket.
Yeah, put them in.
It's like when they encourage us out in the wilderness to get the children up. He knows the same formula.
Yeah.
So he try to get the children to bring them up so that brings forth his wickedness.
Yes, sir. That's why he wiped everything out and said we're going to start with a new generation. Old heads gone. We're going to wipe y'all. Y'all want to go back to them songs in Egypt. What said, love your mother.
The imitators doing the same thing.
Y'all understand? So y'all going to close on out of y'all read Revelation 15 all because we're going to need that song. We're going to need to know this song, y'all. The songs are right. We sing it every day, y'all. When you ask forgiveness, you sing it, but you can't backtrack on your lyrics. Let's get it, y'all. A lot of people singing. We be stunned that we found out a lot of Hebrew artists who singing songs written by another nation.
Yeah. Even written by themselves, that's promoting singing.
Yeah. What we got to do about everybody? Any questions out there? Everybody good?
No, sir, they say an excellent lesson. I got something to say, though. Get in front of the camera.
What happened? They want to see you too about it?
Nah, I just want to say something to y'all. I want to thank y'all. Brother Ariel, Brother Daniel, Brother Zebediah Boaz, Brother Elisha. I want to thank Sister Naomi, Sister Abia, Sister Iman Ball. I want to thank the whole assembly. Last one I say about 2011, May 7th was when I uploaded the first video to this channel. It's been 14 years, y'all.
14 years.
14 years.
Yes, sir. One thing time you went out like that, all praise.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your love and support. We love, family.
And look, y'all, he is an artist. Listen up, y'all, he is an artist. So he may be giving Zeb a hint right there. He gonna put in that since May 14th. Video has been loaded.
He knows no hope for him.
Yo, Okay. Yes, sir, let's get it.
All right, family. We're going to get this closed and pray. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son.
Yes, sir.
Our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer. Yahushua HaMashiach.
Yes.
But we know it was Jesus the Christ, family.
Yes, sir.
Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 28th chapter,
Read it.
it reads, Unto thee will I cry, O Yahweh my rock.
Yes, sir.
Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit.
Yes, sir.
Hear the voice of my supplication when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hand toward thy holy oracle.
Yes, sir.
Draw me not away with the wicked
Yes, sir.
and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbor, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds,
Yes, sir.
and according to the wickedness of their endeavor. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Because they regard not the works of the Most High,
Yes, sir.
nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. Blessed be the Most High, because he hath heard the voice of my supplication.
Yes, sir.
Yahweh is my strength and my shield.
Yes, sir.
My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore, my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with my song will I praise him.
Yes, sir.
The Most High is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed.
Yes, sir.
Save thy people, and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also, and lift them up forever. Hallelujah! Say
Y'all got a shepherd to y'all. We greatly appreciate it. And y'all, I was thinking, don't cut that off yet too, but I remember when we was younger, Nerf was in a singing group with 4 other boys in the projects. And they was they was the floaters, you know. That's what they were trying to sing, float on. And it came to Nerf, he was in the back, they pushed over the front. Yeah, my name is Terry.